belongs to the Heat. 6-1 at home, 8-6 on the season, and the Knicks still haven't won on the road.
You know, when you're trying to work on all of your things, your identity, like how you want to play on both sides of the floor, sometimes you just can get lost in the minutia. It still comes down to just, competitors find a way to win. It doesn't have to go perfect. It never will go perfect. It never will just be exactly how you want it to go. And then ultimately you just have to figure out as a group of competitors, how to put your fingerprints on a game and then come out with it with big plays, to secure a W. And we made some big plays, going down the stretch. Kalel was very impactful in those last, several minutes, and that's certainly growth.
Well, that was fun last night, folks. That was fun to watch. A combination, of course, the Panthers starting a little bit earlier than the Miami Heat last night, and both teams, you just heard the highlights there, getting wins, and that was a wild finish to the game last night, watching what they were able to do. Oh, my God. Up 10. Then couldn't get a rebound at the end. They kept getting shots and they didn't go down. So the Heat, once again, my God, what a nice start considering Bam's out. Tyler Hero looks like he's going to be out still. Heard his comments yesterday, another week or two before he's going to be full go, although he's practicing a little bit. So these guys, man, I always love, and one of the great things of sports is, first of all, when a couple of your key guys are out, and the Panthers got a couple key guys out, and obviously so do the Miami Heat, two of their best. Well, you could argue both teams have their two best players out right now. So after that, how are you going to play? Because nobody's going to feel sorry for you, and you can bring it up when you lose a game. Well, we'll be getting some guys that, we call it sports excuses that, kind of like, well, we have something to look forward to. We got something that can help us get better, and that we do that, man. Football's the worst at. Of course we do. Oh, they got a bunch of guys out. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares. It's the same. You watch a game. It's not just your team. It's everybody's team's got guys out. And you hope, obviously, they're not impactful franchise guys. But the other part of the story for me is they didn't go out and get any big free agents in the offseason. Talking about the Miami Heat. They didn't do it. He changed his style of play. Man, if you haven't noticed that, you haven't been watching. They get up and down the court. They attack the basket, everybody. And Spo put his stamp on this team, man, and he's got a lot of guys. Larson, great article. I think Ira's got an article this morning on Larson and all the starts he's getting and what he does, his energy, and Jaquez bouncing back from an off season as a first-round pick. Hey, man, everybody knows when you're a first-round pick, it never leaves your side, especially early in your career. Everybody brings it up. And he's playing like a first-round pick. And you re-sign this guy, Mitchell. And then, of course, the big project, I call him, Kalel Ware. 16 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks. 16. I mean, it was just, he did a little bit of everything last night. He was fantastic. So you look at what he did and all the offensive rebounds, had 6 on the night. And you could tell Spo gives him tough love, maybe a little bit more than everybody else. He wants that engine to run full time and not take it like last night. The guy was amazing. And he wants to see more of that. And he's really good at the end of the game when they needed some big plays, some big offensive rebounds and putting the ball back up. So a lot of good things, man, going on. And the development of players, no matter what you think, goes back to this. Development of players goes back to coaching. And putting them in the right system to give them a chance to be, number one, successful. And usually when enough guys are successful, you're winning games. And that's what you get, man. You got a couple of off-season sports of football, I call them, with the Panthers and the Heat. And they got 2 really good coaches. And they got two really good systems that they're running to get the most out of their guys that they have. Neither one of those coaches, of course, the Panthers have won back-to-back championships. And Spo, one thing about Spo since I've known him has never said, we got three guys out, it's going to be hard to win, or, when you're so shorthanded, never will use that as an excuse. One of the number one things is Spo, watching Spo up close through the years. That guy never has ever said, well, I don't have this guy tonight, I don't have that guy, and, we get him back, we'll be able to do some better. Never do that. No, nobody wants to hear it. By the way, if you are a coach and you're using that on a regular basis, especially if your team's not playing great, you're a real loser. You really are as the head coach. Just nobody wants to hear it, man. Everybody's getting paid. Everybody knows injury's part of it. Guys are going to go down. You hope it's not season ending. You hope it's for a few weeks. But so anyway, it's going to be fun. When this football stuff comes to an end, this Heat team's not going away. Now 8-6, beat the Knicks again last night. I know the Knicks had a couple of their guys out too. We matched them. They put the pictures of guys out last night and both teams, and Brunson's out and Bam's out, and they're going back and forth like, hey, man, nobody in New York should care. Nobody in Miami should care. Just go play. And then you get some great stories. You get a whole bunch of guys, 7 guys in double figures last night. You see guys finishing what championship teams doing. That game went back to 5-5 for the Panthers last night, 5-5, and they went, that's it, no more. And they finished strong. Get some of the guys been around, Bennett and Jones and Marchand, empty netter, finish the game off. 8 goals. On a night, Big Bob wasn't great. Didn't face a lot of shots, gave up a lot of goals. But hey, man, that's what really good teams do. They're hanging around. And again, I know some of our fans do this, and I've got some in my life that go, well, they're without one of the best players. Barkov's not going to be back this year. No. You think they all know it, they're aware of it, but they also know there's nothing you can do about it. You can see him and go have a beer with him when you're home or hang out with him a little bit, but you're right. He ain't going to be out there with you. He's not going to be the best player most nights because he's not playing. So, anyway, good win last night. Good win for both teams. Really, really good win, and great start for the Heat, 6-1 at home. Kind of cool stuff there. I did not watch any of the Monday Night Football game. I'm the one, because Dallas gets huge ratings. Anything Dallas, you say Dallas, for all those years when I was growing up and they were America's team, they are definitely the ratings team for the NFL. But didn't watch it, saw a few highlights this morning, and moving on, because I don't think either team's going to playoffs. I know the Raiders aren't, for sure. They don't look very good, and there's probably going to be some changes happening there. And Dallas got, they do pretty well. They beat up on bad teams and struggle. And by the way, if you're Dallas right now, that division, a little bit like the AFC East, it's over already. That party, Philadelphia has already told everybody, you other three, it's over. And right now, hey, the Buffalo Bills got their work cut out to win another AFC East division, even though they still have one game left with New England, at New England, by the way, like we do. And of course, New England beat us down here. It's a rough road. So we got all that. And yesterday, of course, we had a lot of other stuff going on, and with football on Saturday and Sunday, the Canes, of course, need to win both games and still need a lot of help. I know a lot of people reaching out to want to talk about it yesterday a little bit, and you've got 2 losses, and they're both ACC games. I agree. The eyeball test right now says what all the writers, when they do the rankings, they got us as the highest ranked. The Canes is the highest ranked team in the ACC. And I get it. I look at everybody and watch. I've had a chance to watch most of the ACC teams play. Everybody's on TV. You can find all your favorite teams playing and seeing. You want to see how they look, especially, if they're getting ready to play your team. And I would agree. You're looking at talent on both sides of the ball and everything, you're going to go, hey, man, Canes look like the best team. Hell, may not even be close. Well, they got 2 losses. The Louisville team that beat them, that put together a great game plan, was aggressive. They've had losses since. So all of a sudden, that doesn't look so good. And then SMU. I don't know. I'm not one that believes SMU's got same talent as Miami for that little topic that took place a couple weeks ago. So now they bounce back. They've looked great. They put together the most complete game against a real good NC State team. Not that they beat them. Everybody expected to beat them, but it was NC State's offense, which has been one of the best, didn't do anything. I mean, struggled. I mean, you start talking about 8 punts and 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions. Boy, that's all you need to know about the numbers right there. Score at the very end of the game to make it a real lopsided game. So you got 2 left, man. And if things continue the way they are, I'm afraid the Canes are going to just barely be looking once again on the outside, looking in at the big party that they want to get to. And you know how this college football thing works. And I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer with 2 weeks left. They need, and I hate this because I've seen this up close for many, many years with the Miami Dolphins. On the outside looking in, you know what that is? That's while you're playing and winning and you got one eye on your game, you got another eye on 2 other games that you need teams to help you out and get wins to help your situation out because you didn't do it yourself. And the Dolphins are kings of it. Kings of it. Sitting watching a game in New York as I'm watching Denver score over and over, and Kansas City's not playing anybody because they had already wrapped everything up. And I mean, I got like, and God bless the Jets. They kept it on. So everybody got to see it. That was pretty smart on their part.
At least with the NFL though, Joe, you know, like what has to happen. Like at least you kind of know the scenario. With the college football thing,
that's true.
You're at the mercy of a group of people.
By the way,
who the hell knows, man?
That is true. Well, we do know they want the best games.
Yeah, but we saw the best games like that.
We saw what they did to Florida State.
No idea what those guys.
Florida State had no chance to win. They should have been in, but they had no chance.
They should have been in.
But who are they going to beat with that? You saw.
What's the difference? though? That's not how it works.
But that's
the thing.
That's
so
part of what they're saying, though. They're
at least with those Dolphin situations we're involved in every year. It's like you know exactly what has to happen. Canes saying I have no idea what has to happen for them.
You know you lost 2 games, and you know those 2 teams have 6 losses between them.
They are not good losses. And that's so the other weird thing, we were talking about this a lot last week, the Notre Dame thing. Like, do you believe that Miami should be ranked ahead of Notre Dame? And the argument against that would be that Notre Dame's losses are quality losses.
Against Texas A&M, who's undefeated, and Miami.
So they're quality losses, right? And they happened early in the season. Miami's losses are not great losses, and they happen later in the season.
Do I think Notre Dame's ranked too high? Yes.
Well,
I think one thing you and I agree on.
Should they be ranked ahead of Miami or behind Miami? Because now they're going to get into this whole Miami beat them head to head. Head to head should matter more. But I understand what they're thinking. They're thinking, hey, they have 2 good losses.
Yeah.
And they're at the beginning as opposed to the end.
Right. No,
the timing of your losses is important.
I also believe one thing that you believe. And Woody, I don't always on this topic I'm about. I do believe Notre Dame gets the benefit of the doubt as an independent.
Sure.
If as an independent, they get the benefit of the doubt. Although they might go, they might be sitting there if they were in the conference right now, the ACC full time, probably have the 1 loss to Miami, and that's it. I don't,
Look, they've been steamrolling people. They have their losses early in the season, but of course they get the additional, support because they're a moneymaker for that thing. And that's the most important thing.
Well, it's not an important thing. It's getting the best teams to win.
Yeah. Which in the same time is money. Like the whole thing revolves around money, Joe. You know that.
No, but they want the best team to win, Woody.
Yeah.
Like Woody. But
so
it starts, you always do this. Like they're just going to put the most popular teams in there and they're not. I mean, you could say whatever you want. Texas A&M's undefeated. Ohio State's undefeated.
Yeah, they're getting in.
Okay.
But they will give a 2-loss SEC team or Big Ten team the nod over Miami. And that's the funny thing is Miami's a ratings juggernaut, man. Like they bring in tons of ratings and all that.
This is
for
not
those guys.
just about ratings, Woody. They want the best teams. You and I are always
then Miami's got, you know what they got to do,
tell you, let me tell you nothing
win these
else.
games comfortably at the end of the season.
That's
no more battles, no more.
I totally agree.
Slow
but I got to
halves.
tell you something. You can't tell me that the ACC is as good as the SEC in football right now.
I'm not saying that. But they should at least get one team
well,
in.
I agree. One should get in. That's kind of what by the way, if they don't get a team in, no matter what,
that'd be embarrassing.
It would just be kind of what we've changed what this thing was supposed to be when we went to 12 teams. And, but it hadn't been a great year, man. Has not been a great year for the ACC, in my opinion.
So we were talking about this during the pregame too. Like the SEC beats up on each other, right? Everyone ends up with a few losses, and they say, "Oh, the league's so tough; they all beat up on each other." When that happens in the ACC, you always say, "Oh, well, they lost the crappy teams." So why is it so much different for like an ACC team as opposed to the SEC teams? Like Texas A&M almost lost to a 3-win South Carolina team. I know they didn't, but
do your eyeballs tell you that what's a better conference? Just stop doing this little.
I know they're the better.
I know crappy mammy-pappy stuff you're throwing out. What I'm asking,
I know the SEC is a better conference.
Okay, that's it.
The ACC
let's go to break
get like
on
a little
that.
credit. I mean, I know their conference losses, but man,
I think ACC
everyone acts like the league's just like a pushover Division II league or something.
I don't think that. I agree. Somebody needs to get in, though. I do agree. Whoever, we got to decide who's the best team. Anyway, we got to go to break. We're running super late here. I knew I'd get Woody going a little bit on this, and he'd get into it's just about who gets the best ratings.
Just want to get in, bro.
I know you do.
Win the last
I
two,
know you do, man. I know how this thing
Wouldn't
works.
That be fun?
Hey, I'll tell you what's fun, talking about your South Florida Chevy dealers this morning. That's fun. Never bad. Holiday season's coming up. Let me see, man. I hear Joe talking about the Chevy SUV family and how good. I know, Joe, don't bring up your Tahoe again. As a matter of fact, it's always a black Tahoe. At least get a new color, Joe Rose. But no, man, I like my black Tahoes. They're nice. They are comfortable. They got everything you need to really enjoy yourself. I know it's really big, but boy, I'll tell you what, being comfortable. I'm still a big guy. I'm just getting older, but I'll tell you what, that Tahoe is fantastic. I already spent way too much without telling you about the Suburbans and the rest of the great-looking SUV family like the Traverse and everything else. But then how about the trucks, man? I don't even get to the cleanup hitters of the Chevy family. The durable Colorado to a Silverado 1500 to a Silverado HD, man. Legendary horsepower and one of the hardest working beds in the business. Hey, man, whether it's a mid-size truck you're looking for, a full-size or heavy-duty truck, whatever you need, man, for every day to make a living, to still getting a family around, because all you do is drive a truck. That's all you've ever known, and that's all you'll ever do. Do a little side jobs, make a little extra money on the weekend, plus all the toys you like to carry around. Chevy pickups will never, ever disappoint you. See your South Florida Chevy dealers today for outstanding offers going on right now.
So we got the trophy in town for 2 days here, Joe.
For 2 days,
Yep.
the national championship trophy.
I'm going to go around with it. And I'm just going to campaign for the Canes to get into the playoffs.
You can, you know what? There'll be some Canes folks that are all in on with you, man, on that. So you can sit and tell them how and why, and you can break it all down.
Yeah.
Look, and by the way, study today all the losses of everybody else has and how they match.
Canes got to get in.
All that stuff. Just take care of your 2 games, man. That's all you can really worry about is Virginia Tech, who, by the way, got new head coach yesterday.
Yeah, how about that? Good hire.
It's a good hire for them.
Yep.
Good hire because he can recruit. He can recruit, and he's going to get some players up there. And by the way, guy, when he was at Penn State, did a lot of recruiting down here. Didn't have a lot of success, but recruited a lot of guys down here. And I'm guessing it sounded like, months ago, Virginia Tech said they openly sent out a statement that they're putting a lot of money in the program. They threw out, I think, some crazy amount of money we're going to be spending on football. Like, enough of this, getting our ass kicked. Frank Beamer must be just going nuts about what happened to Beamer ball, man, and all that stuff. Woody, we've got a lot of other stuff going on here. Yeah, if you get a chance, go out and see Woody. He'll be hanging out at Publix, probably at the deli at some point before he gets spending time with that trophy. And get your pictures and everything else if you get a chance the next couple days.
Always good to see a trophy, right? Championship trophy when it's in town.
I think the best trophies are when your team owns them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
And you got to go through the whole thing.
But it's here. It's just so we can
I
see
get it
because we might be playing for it.
I get it.
So,
but like if you're going to put the trophy with that other trophy that one team here in town's won 2 years
Stanley
in a row,
Cup?
Mean maybe that one's a little.
Yeah, I mean the Stanley Cup's the most famous trophy in
I don't know
sports,
how
right?
famous. I don't get into which more famous. I just know they're hard to win.
If you had
they
to win
got 2 in a row,
I think the Cup would be like pretty high on that list, right? Just such a cool trophy.
It is, but
I know we want the football trophy.
I'd like to see. I know it's feels like it's. I just feel like I'm in a small town trying to get to a city when I even talk about it. I really do. I just try not to get frustrated because you live now and everything else. Look at the Dolphins sit today, kind of sat back and I got a little sleep and didn't want to overreact to anything one way or the other. They're 4-7. They dug a big asshole that they're responsible for 100% from top to bottom. They're responsible for the 4-7 that they're sitting at right now. But I will tell you, they really do have a friendly schedule, especially the next 2 weeks. That 2-game winning streak should be a 4-game winning streak. I don't think anybody would disagree. But saying that, we are a 56-yard field goal away. And by the way, the guy got cut. Matt Gay, Commander's kicker, got cut yesterday after missing a 51 and a 56, 13-19. And Dan Quinn said, I've seen enough, man. He's done. So the Commanders.
There's been a lot of carnage when it comes to kickers, huh?
Oh boy.
Guys are getting fired left and right.
You know whose name's gonna be popping up here pretty soon?
Not the massage guy.
The massage man might be.
No.
You don't think anybody take him?
No,
I don't know. I don't know how damaged he
Actually, I
is.
shouldn't say that, to be quite honest. Like, if he can kick again, I'm guessing so.
3 years ago, he was arguably the best field goal kicker in football.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago, he went through. He was looking like a Hall of Famer. I mean, he was. And then, of course,
he can get rid of that mental block. Then
whatever.
I'm sure someone will take a shot. But
that last year, he was rough. I mean, he cost him games, which he was automatic winning games. And
you know my theory on these things.
Oh yeah, I know why. He knew what was coming.
But my theory is like it's the Tiger Woods thing. When you stop doing what you've been doing, that you've been doing all those years. It's the same thing that happened with the guy in Cleveland, the massage king.
So I
stopped doing your thing after a while, and then
I took it the other way. I thought, listen, that's not a bad theory. I think the realistic theory is he knew all these things were out there, and he was hoping they'd go away, and they popped up, and he saw what happened to the other guy, Deshaun Watson, who just was doing the same thing. And I think it affected his kick and having that stuff. Listen, when you can't 100% focus on anything in your life, I don't care how mentally strong you are, and you know that stuff's out there, and now it goes from one massage parlor to another one, and now instead of one woman or another woman, they're going, come on, there's a couple women trying to get my money when I go in and get a massage. I won't go there again, honey. And now it's 7 or 8 different places, and then after a while, even a blind-eyed wife will say, and a lot of wives will wear blinders. And she's going, I understand 1 or 2 trying to get your money, honey. But now every damn place in Baltimore. And I just think, it's coming. And I think it's really no matter who you are.
But to answer your question, I do think, yes,
it's
if
hard
he
to
can kick,
concentrate.
I think someone will give him a shot.
Supply,
he also, in fairness, he put up rookie numbers compared to Sean.
Supply,
right?
Yes, rookie numbers on what he did, but
he was
supply and demand though.
Yeah, but
Joe,
if he was spiking him again, he put him out there, and he was the same guy. Someone will take him.
Hey, I got
want to win, man.
I got news for you. The Miami Dolphins have a really interesting kicking situation. Jason Sanders been out a while now, and he was on fire last year. On fire. So the guy that's replaced him, because this injury has been a real slow healing. I talked to him for a while, and what he did is just happens to be a real slow healing injury for kickers. Meanwhile, his guy that comes in has been really good. He's been really good. And I'm guessing next year, I expect Jason Sanders to come back and be the kicker, but he'll make himself a lot of money, right? From what he's doing. He continues over we'll see how he kicks in cold weather, and things will change a little bit for the kicker. As we always say, outdoor in late November and December can change things a little bit, but if he kicks well, he'll continue and he'll have a job. As there's where, like you said, would he be because of injury or poor kicking, clutch kicking, seeing guys lose jobs, including Matt Gay losing his job, that gives some guys a chance. Anyway, we've got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on here. Down the stretch we go in the National Football League. Last night, and again, I watched the Dallas celebration this morning, and I went, man, it just goes like they were supposed to beat this Raiders team. They're not very good. But it's just the fact, games, like we look at them and we go, oh, that's a win. And then when you're on that team, you realize like it's hard. It's hard to win. And they end up getting a nice win last night, and offense put up nice numbers and gave the Raiders a butt kicking. But man, I got to tell you, that's not what you're thinking. And you can always tell when they go to the locker room. Nobody just goes business. We won by 20 tonight. It's good. All right, we're moving on. I mean, you're celebrating because it is hard to win, man. It is hard to win games. All right, we got to go to break. We got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning. Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fans, is going to join us. We'll talk to him and talk to him about the team. Got some more guys coming back we'll be telling you about with the bye week, expecting, maybe 2-3 guys coming back after the break off of IR, where guys been a little banged up. But right now I want to tell you about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Man, he's got an amazing offer. It's called the Hometown Heroes Program. He's helping first responders such as law enforcement, healthcare professionals, educators, firefighters, and military vets with up to $35,000 in closing costs and down payment assistance with low fixed rates and no prepaid penalties. Sounds pretty good when you put it together. Give Michael a call on his cell phone or text him 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730. You can learn more about the Hometown Heroes Program. Michael Kotze has been in business for more than 30 years, and I want to let you know, 30 years of Choice Mortgage and 30 years of getting you the lowest rates and getting you approved with your mortgage quickly so you have a chance to get that home you really want, that money you might need for debt consolidation or anything else. Make sure you call Michael Kotze. It's 561-441-2730. He'll get right back to you if you call or text him. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Take a deep breath there. Last night, couple nice wins, man. Nice wins in town. The Heat beat the Knicks again, playing great at home, by the way. Doesn't matter who's in that lineup. They got a whole bunch of guys playing. I love when I see an article. I think Ira Winderman, I hate giving him credit for anything, but he's got an article out about when everybody comes back, hey, you shouldn't be taking too much time away from this guy or Larson or Hawkes. Those guys still need to be playing. Their energy, the way they're playing, the quality of basketball. And what a great problem to have. They even have this discussion once everybody gets back. When we kind of look. Now, look, they're 8-6. But, man, being able to finish, they had a 10-point lead last night, and it was looking, and boy, I'll tell you what, Knicks were all over. What a wild, wild finish to that, getting some shot opportunities and trying to get that final rebound, and finally time runs out and end up winning 115-113 in that game last night. And then the Panthers sitting there at 5-5 in the third and then get 3 goals last night. So good stuff for them. Bennett, Jones, and Marchand gets an empty netter there to kind of finish it off. So good stuff, man. Panthers now 10-8-1, got a whole bunch of home games coming up, and the Miami Heat also playing really well at home. And we got any tickets, Woody, or do we just we're done?
No, not unless you want to.
No, I don't start with that.
We don't have any.
No, okay. That's all. Before you start spending my money again this morning.
Tomorrow's going to be a big day, man. Jimmy back in town.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. Yeah, I mean, like, it's always fun when one of those happens, right? When the enemy comes back like that after a bad breakup.
I'm really torn on this thing because I do find myself rooting, not as hard as my family, but rooting for Golden State when they're out there. I like Steph Curry. Steph Curry's one of my favorite.
You got to let the Jimmy thing go, man. Like, I mean, he did a lot here. I think both sides.
You've let it go for everybody
because
enough.
I think both sides are to blame, and it just it didn't work out. But you admit that, right? Both sides were to blame.
Well, you think so? So let me ask you. So I had nothing. I don't care. I truly don't care about Jimmy Butler. But let me ask you. So
he was the biggest star in our town for a while there.
Okay, probably. I mean, does that make you feel better? Say biggest star?
No, it is, but it's important. You're like, I'm over him. You're not, clearly not,
but I'm not going to root for him out there with.
You don't have to root for him.
I'm not.
But you admit both sides did not handle it well.
Woody, I'm not getting into a history lesson and going back to this guy, this clown. I'm not going back to that. Seriously.
Clown.
I mean, whatever. I mean, he clearly didn't want to play with what they were doing.
Yes. Well, he wanted to get paid, I think is what he wanted.
He wanted his money. Yes, you're right. That is true.
And he probably did not want to hear Pat Riley rip into him.
Oh no,
that probably didn't go over well.
I think he said, didn't he say when Pat was out at the game on the West Coast, he better not come up to me or something? Like, what are you gonna do, Jimmy? You gonna hit Pat? Pat still probably kick his ass at 80. Still go after him.
But you understand there's a lot of athletes that are not into that these days.
Into what?
Things are a little different, getting called out like that publicly.
No, I would say
with everyone.
I would say in today's world of sports, most guys do not like getting called out. As a matter of fact, we got a lot of guys that if they know in the offseason, usually at least Jalen figured out in the offseason how to get out of here. And
well, the last time there was a call out, if my memory serves correct, was when Tua said that guys aren't showing up to team, players only meetings, whatever the kind of meetings those were. And what did he have to do? He had to apologize to everyone.
Yeah.
Those things don't go over well.
You mean calling out
just any kind
of
generic
call out of
well, he had to apologize. Wasn't that the whole thing the next day? Mike goes, well, Tua apologized. He got up in front of the whole team and apologized, and he's going over to guys individually and apologizing.
Yeah.
No more call outs.
I think Tyreek, after the way it ended, somebody must have got to him because after Teron Armstead called him out at the Super Bowl, I noticed like a day or two later, he found his way to the Super Bowl to do his apology. So we have had some apologies. Hey man, it's a different world. I had a nice talk with one of our coaches on the road about this topic, and I won't say who it is because assistant coach, and we were talking about this topic about, and they were laughing about how, like, you guys when you played got yelled at if you made mistakes. It wasn't put your arm around them. Hey, you can't do that, and hey, you're offsides for a third time in 5 games, and it's just, you got to do better. Okay, it's like, hey, it's a dumb thing. You can't do that, and if you continues, you're not going to play. We can't count on you. That's kind of how a straight talk with the voice, not, the voice made it very clear. It's old school. It wasn't, hey, but I got a few things to tell you, and I don't want to raise my voice. I just want to, it's not, there wasn't positive.
You guys played an era where you had no power, though. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, first of all, it starts in high school, right? Guys can move around high schools. If you're in a college program right now, you don't like the way the coach talks to you, you can leave and go to the next program.
So there is a fine line to what I talk to the coach about all these things.
That's the problem, right?
You're right.
Any coach talks bad to a player at a college, they can say, okay, you know what? You want to talk to me like that? Great. I'll go play in the next school.
So
now they can do it in the pros. Look at what Jimmy did, right?
Right.
You throw a big enough fit. Not only did he get his money, but he got to play where he wanted to play.
All right. He put on
everything they
really
want,
good
Joe.
team. Yeah. So this thing came up of how far do you go with your players? Because this guy's got some old school in him. He goes, I love them. They know I love them, but they know when they mess up, I'm going to give them tough love. I'll back it up with, hey man, I know you can do better, but that wasn't acceptable what you did last night. You know that, right? And so that fine line of doing, who does a really good job with that? Really, really good job. And I'm saying it, and he's part of my family now. Darren Rizzi.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rizzi is really good. He did tough love on the sideline and got after guys, but yet they respected him because he could also be one of the guys and laugh a little bit and talk family with you and do that. I'm not saying every guy can do it. I agree. Not every guy can do it. I think your resume has something to do with how you can talk to people. Do you agree with that? The resume comes into play. Look what Belichick did not too many years ago. He called Tom Brady out in a meeting.
Man, and again, I'm not saying that this is right. I'm just saying that this is the way it is. I don't think it matters anymore to these kids. I just don't, man.
Well, I do agree.
Look at you're going to get guys that are, they didn't get enough touches or they didn't get enough reps or whatever, man. And they're just going to leave. There's no more competing.
We got a guy right now in Philadelphia who plays wide receiver that enough's enough, man. And they went out of the way. No, let me finish here before you just do that weak ass. What are you going to do? So we get, what do you get? 12 targets last week for the Eagles. They went out of the way. He had a meeting with the owner. He said, our offense is trash. And meanwhile, all they're doing with this trash, and their offense is not very good, but their team's winning. They're winning. At the end of the day, I think the most important thing in every city in the NFL or any professional sport is to win. And you must be doing something right if you're winning games. So he's complaining. So they threw him a ton of footballs last week.
Yeah. Like he's the first guy that, is all about him at that position.
So, and by the way, on top of it, because sometimes it's about money, right? Other parts about, hey, I want to get paid. Well, he got his money. A couple years ago, they made him one of the highest paid wide receivers. And now it's, I'm not getting the ball enough. And by the way, this started last year when we were having record numbers from the Saquon Barkley. They were running the ball like we haven't seen in a long, long time, right? Over 2,000 yards with playoffs and everything. But, man, I got to tell you, I can't speak for all of you out there, but what a turnoff, man. Like, just to watch it, I'm not an Eagles fan. But I'm like, you got a really good team. You still have a chance if you get it together a little more on offense. Their defense getting better and better and better. Again, Vic Fangio. But it just, I don't know, man. And I know sometimes because I'm around Bo and he gets to be a grumpy old man. But it's like, man, we're winning. Why is that guy over there pouting? And listen, we had some guys who were upset after games they didn't get the ball more. I'm not saying that,
Mhm.
but it never became a big story. They didn't go to the media about it. And usually the coach is aware of it and will go up. Even Shoes will go up and have guys go, hey, we got you more in the game plan this week for those guys. Because he was aware of it. Even Shoes was aware of it. But yeah, man,
So I go back to my original question. What do you do? How do you handle that situation? Yeah, the guy's on a winning team. He's angry about whatever. What are you going to do? You gonna throw him off the team?
well, you saw what just happened with Jimmy Butler. I'm guessing if you asked every guy, they're glad he's gone. Every guy on that team and coach is glad he's gone. You think anybody? I think he turned his teammates off. The whole deal. If we're
Okay.
talking about Jimmy,
In Jimmy's case, yes.
I
he
think
had
if
to
Jimmy
go.
could be on, if all the players could be honest and not do the whole fraternity of the NBA thing, I think Bam especially got real sick of Jimmy Butler not wanting to do interviews and telling him at the last second, being a prima donna,
Yeah,
telling
when they
Bam
decided
to
they
go
weren't
do
going to
that.
pay Jimmy, he had to. I mean, that was you had to go.
All right. So
But
anyway,
what do you do with a guy like AJ Brown? What do you do? Like, how do you handle that? Do you cut him? Do you? I just don't know. Like, what do you do?
I just
You can't throw him off the team. He's too good.
well, he still plays hard. I hope they just keep winning.
Some of
By
these
the
guys
way,
are difficult, man.
and the other thing is, hey man, they're throwing takeoffs to you, and your ass can't get open. So, and the guy on the other side. By the way, I always love that. The guy on the other side nobody talks about. Also a first-round pick and really good. He doesn't say a word. All right. Hey, 7 o'clock hours come. Obviously, I don't have any answers for this, Woody.
You call him a
Old school.
weak ass. What are you
Old
gonna do?
school. Old
Yeah.
school. Old school. I love it when I see it. I got to tell you, man.
Bro,
When
you
Pat,
talk about it every week with Blue. It's starting in high school.
what Pat Riley did, I loved. I love the Pat Riley.
Yeah.
If Pat wouldn't even had to put his best cologne on for me to give him a kiss.
No, you loved it.
I loved it.
The
I
guy
was
he
like,
ripped
way to
didn't like
go.
it so much.
By the way, when sometimes I see one of our coaches ripping one of our guys on the side after he does something stupid, I go, man, that's great to see. You know why, Woody? Because I had it happen to me.
You think if Pat had a do-over, he would backtrack just
I
a
don't
little
think
bit?
Riley would change. No.
Okay.
Not a lick. I know Pat a little better than you do, and I'm
No,
guessing no.
that's why I'm asking.
Hey, let's go to break here. We got 7 o'clock hour coming up here. Pat Riley ain't apologizing for anything at 80 and what he's done in his career at every level. Jimmy couldn't get in the club. Not even close. No. This special club. This isn't. No. Hey, I want to talk to you about hurricane season here for just this. Are we done, Woody, with hurricane season? We got beat up here pretty good on the islands, but I think we're okay. But whatever it is, man, I want to tell you, man, you got to protect your home because sooner or later, South Florida is going to get hit. I want to make sure you're doing everything you can possible. I want you to protect your home with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Good way to start. Chev says, hey, man, tell people whether it's hurricane season or not hurricane season, you're starting to look around. You want to get new hurricane windows or doors, or you need a new roof that's strong. Well, they can do it all for you. You got an old leaky roof, replace your old roof now and pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Saving big on legendary state-of-the-art Impact windows and doors. Impact windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com or call 954-500-LOCK. Hey, they cover all of South Florida, got very competitive prices, and they do great work for you. Protect your home with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Over the price. See through our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Heat, who held on late to beat the Knicks 115-113. Norman Powell led Miami with 19 points. Khalil Ware had 16 points and 14 rebounds. Next up, Miami hosts the Warriors for Jimmy Butler's return to Miami on Wednesday night. Over to the Panthers, who beat the Canucks 8-5. Seth Jones scored twice. The Cats will continue their homestand on Thursday with the Devils. And in the NFL, the Cowboys beat the Raiders 33-16. Week 12 begins on Thursday with the Bills and Texans. The Dolphins will be on their bye. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
The rest is necessary when you really empty the tank. But, I think our formula is, the guys they didn't blink going overseas. They really found a way to remanufacture that practice energy and that focus and that strain. So I think it's a good time to get rest. That's the next thing that we have to win is do some inward look at our game, see where we can minimize inefficiency, and then people doing the right things with their body and their minds so that we can hit the next stretch running.
All right. That was Mike McDaniel talking about his 4-7 Dolphins. Again, 2 wins in a row, Saints and Jets. After this bye week, you have dug a big, big, big hole with a friendly schedule ahead. I don't mean the whole thing. No. I didn't say the whole thing. I'm just talking next couple weeks. Saints and Jets together have same amount of wins that you have, 2 each. Saints and Jets look like they're about ready to put Justin Fields on the bench for good. I don't know what's going on with the Saints. They look like I guess they have something in common. I could see both teams going to be really interested in the top quarterback if they end up getting the first pick. So anyway, a week off for the team. Should be getting a couple more guys back. And, we'll have a lot of time to discuss the roster, and everybody's coming out with now down the stretch and what we're looking for. I actually had somebody come up to me at work and goes, well, we won that game. Now we messed up the draft picks a little bit. And I'm going, she's a nice girl. She's a nice lady. I don't want to get into
know that nothing bothers you.
No, man.
Talking about losing.
Yeah, just not in it. Not in it to lose it. I would like to think that the very top of our organization, and I think this is the case, just go out and win as many games as you can, play as many young guys as you can, which you are. They're playing a lot of young guys. Find out who can play, who we want. Get somebody in here that can draft. Get somebody in here who can draft, that's taken responsibility for the draft as a leader of the organization, please, and go from there with the amount of money you have, which is not going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of dead money. Anyway, we'll have time to talk Kyle Krabs coming up at 8 o'clock, and win as many games as you can, man. I would love to think that nobody in the organization saying, well, we need to get a top 5 pick or a top 10 pick. Just go out and win many games you can. Then you got to make decisions all over that place in Davie. Davie. Just went to the old facility again, and it's been closed. Hell, Nova's having a great time with it over there. Go to Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility, and you got to make some decisions. On the bottom floor, the top floor, you've got to make some decisions on going forward, what you want to look like and what you can do and what you've tied yourself up. And yes, the most important position is still the same. Saw some articles out yesterday on about everything around Tua and this. Look at we know the situation. I saw people now writing articles. Well, he's not very athletic. I thought he was more. Listen, this is a Tua you have right now. You owe him a lot of money. They gave him the contract. They owe him a lot of money. It'd be stupid to just get rid of him. It would be dumb. He can win some games for you. Bring him back. And If you want to draft another quarterback you really like, then take him. But there are going to be a lot of positions you need to upgrade. But at some point, we still got to find one of those very special quarterbacks. This is down the road. This has nothing to do with the rest of the season, but down the road, I still think I had a chance yesterday to watch all the highlights. A lot of you have watched them too, or probably watched a lot of the games, watching some of the throws Bo Nix made at the end of the game and running around. Drake May with New England. They do things our guy can't do. He just can't do. Now, I know some of you are going to say, well, they got a better roster. Well, you can say whatever you want. You can make any kind of argument you want about it, but those guys they got good real fast. They got real good real fast. And you can't win that many games without having a quarterback that looks like a franchise quarterback. Just can't. And those guys, those two, I didn't even bring up all the rehabbers, all the guys getting a second and third chance and playing better. And that's been another great story going on in the NFL right now, and especially with the Colts and what they've done, and looking out in Seattle, what they've done, even though he's coming off a horrible game, 4 interceptions. And the Mayfield story has been a good one, although he slowed down a little bit with his group in recent days as well. But we're still looking for that special guy. And I'm not talking about bringing back Dan Marino number 2. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in today's game, getting in the right system with the guy that looks a little bit like some of those other guys. Keep plays alive when they break down, take off and run if they have to. I don't know, man. I don't remember talking about this. And again, there were some real special passers, and we had one of the best pocket quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. So not trying to do that to you today. But it is nice when you watch and everything falls apart and watching a quarterback take off and run. Hell, Mariota ran for 44 yards down the sideline late in the game. What a weapon to have. Blitz is coming. Somebody left a little hole in there in the middle. Everybody's in man-to-man, and he takes off at 30 whatever years, runs 40-something yards down the sideline.
Did you think there was much difference in the quarterback play in that game?
No.
Between those two guys?
No. One guy threw a pick at the end of the game, and one didn't. But no.
Pretty similar, right?
Hey, listen, I thought Mariota, except the biggest throw in the game, but Mariota looked really good. I was saying going into that game.
50 different teams.
He had 70-something starts coming in. He has been on a bunch of teams, but he looked good. He looked good and ran that offense without, his number one receiver on the outside. He looked, and we're missing our number one guy too, but he looked pretty good. That 200 yards of offense and short throws that he made and the plays that they drew up, and then a couple throws late in the game and that run it's a nice touch to have, man. It's just a nice touch. Again, right now we're in a different place. We're trying to get back to 500. That's what everybody's talking about. We can talk about it. I know they're looking at it one game at a time, and the Saints will be the next team up at home, and then the Jets. And they're thinking right now 6-7, man. I can tell you that before. And I think what's the next game up after that? Is that Pittsburgh? I believe the Steelers are the third game at Pittsburgh, and you'll be stepping up in competition for that game. And it's going to be all the things we've been knocked that we can't do, win in cold weather against a good team. And that will be the test. That will be the test. We got Jets, by the way, be cold probably up there for that game in a couple, 3 weeks. But boy, they look rough. They look rough. Hell, they're
terrible.
They got rid of some of their guys.
Got to end the narrative, though, right? That you can't win in the
Well,
cold.
you just got to win.
To knock out.
You're right, though. That'd be a nice warm-up. You still got to go there and play in that. And
Omar got his good win against a good team with the Bills game, right? So now really he could, the Tua fan club be really psyched if they can get the cold weather win.
Well, listen, again, those guys, and by the way, they should be thinking the way they're all thinking. And I talked to Zach Sealer a lot, and he is full go ahead, and Bradley Chubb and those guys are looking, going, man, if we start playing the way we're starting playing, especially defensively, playing a lot better than we did when this thing started, and our young guys are getting better, and now they're playing all three of the rookie defensive linemen, and those guys are all starting to make plays. They're going, hey, man, we could be ready for the end of this thing to get back to 500. And, you kind of look at them and you go, yeah, you dug a hole, but hey, man, let's see what you can do. Saints and Jets, not a bad way to get started before you get back in the fast lane on 95. All right. Hey, we got a lot of stuff coming up here. Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins and A to Z Sports, NFL analyst Brett McMurphy, going to join us to talk some college football as well, trying to figure out what it looks like for the Miami Hurricanes if they can get a couple wins here going into the playoffs. Can they get one of those 12 spots, and what's going to happen to the ACC in general? But before we get to all that, I want to talk about something that's very important, very big part of my life, injuries. Man, I've had a bunch, and I've had more recently, and trying to play tennis and stay competitive. God, man, it's just so frustrating. Sure is nice to have those doctors at Baptist Health, South Florida. Oh, my gosh. People ask me, where do the pros go? And I go, Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Dolphins, FIU, FAU, all use those great doctors, not only for team doctors, but when they do, and you hope it doesn't happen, but, following sports, when you're competitive, you're going to need surgeries. And then you want to go to the best specialists in the business, and they have put together an all-star team of doctors. We got a bunch of really good knee doctors. Anything you've done to your knee, don't worry about it, man. They are ready to take care of it, get you back out, playing the sports you love as quickly as possible. Shoulder, foot, and ankle, hand specialists, back specialists, hip and knee replacement doctors, Achilles. Hey, man, you can't be a top sports medicine program in this country unless you put together an all-star team, and that's what they've done with great facilities to back it up. Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium in 595 and Pine Island in Plantation. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal every day, man, for all of us. Get healthy, back out playing the sports we all love the most. night. Really good. 2 home wins, one in Broward, one in Dade County last night as the Heat take care of the Knicks again. For one of the 2 favorites to take the Eastern Conference. We'll see how that plays out early in the season, but a nice win. Built up a 10-point lead last night, able to hang in there and get a 2-point game. Of course, the Panthers, that was a wild one, man, last night. I mean, they were down 2-0, come back. Then all of a sudden, Vancouver in the third period ties it up at 5-5, and then Panthers do what great teams do, and they scored the last 3 goals. Bennett, Jones, and Marchand had his 13th with an empty netter last night, and they end up winning 8-5. It was a weird game, by the way. This is weird. Big Bob faced 15 shots in the game. Jeez. Gave up 5 goals. Not a great night for him, but he'll take it, right? Sometimes you just, hey, guys, just outscore him, man. Just outscore him. So they're able to get that win. And the $500,000 spit we have not talked about. You know, I can't speak for everybody out there, but I know when I get going, I'm a spray talker. I don't know if you're a spray talker or not, but sometimes I get going and, you know, I see it. I've done people up close. I see it and I go, oh, man, I'm sorry. I got a little spit on your face when I was talking to you. But that was not spray talking, that one. And a terrible look for Jamar Chase. I don't know, one of the 2 or 3 best wide receivers. It's hard to rank him, but he's damn good. There's no question about it. When you say number 1 receiver, Jamar Chase is right up there for Cincinnati, what he's been able to do. He spit on Jalen Ramsey, and he lied about it. And one thing about it, when you're on the field with all these camera shots now, they got cameras everywhere, man. They got cameras everywhere. You can't do anything. You can't do anything in a game and go, I didn't do it. And I go, yeah, you did. You sucker punched the guy. He spit on him. And after the game, you go, I've never spit on anybody. And there's this big loogie coming out of his mouth, headed directly. I don't know where it hit Jalen Ramsey for the Steelers, our former cornerback. So he got, that was a quick one. I mean, he got the log. I didn't do nothing wrong. I never spit on anybody. Well, dude, then there was something. It was a big one too. I'm not trying to gross you out this morning. It was a big loogie. And so he's denying it. Meanwhile, I saw Adam Schefter last night said it was about a $500,000 mistake because that's what it's going to cost him out of a paycheck that he's getting right now with a lot of that money. If you're wondering how the hell it should be more than that, no, a lot of that money's paid up front, but it's money taken out of what he gets per game check now. Still a hell of a lot of money. And he's going to be without. Just, man, what's going on with everybody spit? I'd
we
rather
had a break in the whole spitting thing. Remember, it was a problem.
I'd much rather, Woody, just punch a guy in the face. If you get mad, punch him in the head. You'll probably get kicked out of the game, but at least
punching helmets though never smart.
No, because you can.
Yeah. Although we see that a lot. But.
Well, we don't, because if you do hit a helmet square, you're probably going to break your hand.
Yeah. Didn't some guy did it the other last week?
Well, guys,
someone got hit in the head.
Well, they do, but most guys do it with an open hand.
Yeah.
Will jack you and they'll open their hand. So if you do anything, you mess up your wrist a little bit there. But this thing about spitting is just nasty. I remember when kids growing up, everybody spitting on everybody, and finally.
It was early in the season, though. When we had the original, all the spitting issues.
Well, we had the defensive tackle for the Eagles. Didn't even play a play. Went out and spit on a guy.
That's right. It was the first play of the game. Yeah.
And he got but he didn't get. He got suspended for that game. He didn't play one snap. So
that was right after the kickoff, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he didn't play. Yeah,
we've had some weird things this year.
College football leaked into college football.
But
Gator player did it.
You know what's bad though? The Jamar Chase thing. Like he went in and denied it. Like,
well, you got to deny, bro.
But you can't. Like,
I know,
dude. Look at this video. What is this coming out of your mouth, and where's it headed?
Maybe he thought they didn't have the video.
Come on.
You got to deny, though. I don't have any issue with the denial.
But it's there. Like, you got a gun and you shoot a guy, you can't go, wasn't me. No, you were watching. You shot him. You spit.
I still think you deny there, but
how do you deny something when it's there, Woody?
Because he
Then you look
probably-
like a
maybe he
friggin'
didn't-
liar.
Yeah, well, maybe he didn't know it was there.
So what's he going to come out? Hey, now that I see the video, but I wasn't spitting. I'm going, look at, man, I've seen guys.
Well, apparently he's going to appeal it.
Good luck.
Suspension. So
Good luck.
Maybe he still believes he didn't do it.
They just
Or
show that
maybe he thinks
video.
It was accidental.
What
Maybe
is
it was a
this
talking
large
stick.
amount of junk coming out of your mouth, whatever you want to call
Maybe
it?
he was yelling at the guy and he's like you and he spits a lot.
No. I'm telling you, I've sprayed people, but it's little,
Yeah.
it's just little stuff all over it. But
Oh, that's better.
no, it's not better, but it's not, I'm talking. I'm not like, somebody will go, oh, yeah, you got me, Joe. My guys go, hey, you got me there. I go, yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. Sometimes that happens when you're real loud. It just got a little more firepower behind it when it comes out of my mouth. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. By the way, the other news coming out, if you saw what happened at the end of the regulation, Matt Gay, the Commanders kicker, missed a 56-yarder. Missed a 51-yarder and a 56-yarder in game, but 56-yarder to beat the Dolphins with just a few seconds left. And he missed it. He went back and he got called in. He got released by the Commanders. So they'll be looking or already have one on the list of former kickers that they might want to sign to get better. To get better. I'll tell you one thing. Our kickers right now, we got a good group, man. Hell, our best kicker is injured. And our punter is just having an unbelievable season. Everything he does. I mean, he's got the best short game. That backing it up where you kick it inside the 10 and drop it. I mean, that guy is just perfected it. It's crazy. And if he needs to rip it, he's having a really good year. Remember that? He was in open competition there for a while, and special teams coach was bringing his own guy from his former team. Everybody thought he was done, and he is just what a year he's having, man. Just fantastic stuff. All right, so besides all this stuff, we got the Canes. We got 2 games left. I was trying to read every article possible, looking for somebody to say. We're going to have Brett McMurphy join us in 8 o'clock hour. We'll talk to him a little more than an hour from now, and go, hey, we played great, kind of bounced back here a little bit after a bad home loss against Louisville, and it was a bad home loss. It was. Hell, you even had a chance at the end of the game to win that thing, and then, of course, you had an overtime loss to SMU, and that should have never been there, honestly. You should have won that game by a couple of scores, and you did. And I'm not saying you should have beat them by 40, but should have beat them by a couple of scores. Had a chance a few times to go up 2 scores in that game. You didn't do it. And throw an interception at the end overtime and end up losing the game. So now you've got 2 losses, and the problem is they're not out of conference losses. They're in conference. So got 2 losses, SMU and Louisville. It's going to be a tough road. I looked at it. I was looking at the teams that are ahead of them with 1 loss in the ACC. 2 of those teams going to play each other. 2 of those 4 teams are going to play each other. You're in a bad situation. So now you go to the other side of this thing, and you're the highest ranked ACC team in the AP poll. I go, okay. I mean, they're ahead of them, and all the other ACC schools are right behind them, between 14 and 15 down to 20s, in the 20s. But I just think there's going to be a lot of love for the SEC. Going to get a lot of teams in this thing. The Big Ten might have the top 2 teams in the country, Indiana and Ohio State. And that story's been a great one, what Indiana's doing, especially
very intrigued to see Indiana play, a big boy team.
Yeah, well, they're headed for it.
I want to see them play one of those big SEC teams or something like that. Let's see how they hold up there.
Well, don't they have to play in the Big Ten championship game?
Yeah, that's true.
You can't do any better in Ohio State. They beat everybody. You put them on the schedule, they're pretty damn good. They don't look like, I know some people say they have the most complete team in the country, and I don't know what their schedule and how tough it's been, but
it's just crazy because, like, we were talking about this earlier, like the NFL, in the playoff scenarios, and what has to happen.
Yes.
This thing, we're gonna have to be sitting there on whenever the final poll is, and
those guys that sit there together,
a group of people decided to put them in,
are going to make a final decision.
Yep.
Now, here's the problem. So, I'm guessing everybody's been led to believe if you win the ACC championship, that's all that matters. Win the ACC, best record in the ACC. Nothing matters outside. That you get in. We saw Clemson do it last year. So, are they going to change that now going, ooh, you don't look like a top 12 team to us?
I don't know what they're going to. The problem is their wins. Like the Notre Dame win looks really good, but the Florida win doesn't look as good now, right?
No.
Florida stinks. The South Florida win doesn't look as good anymore. They stink. So your wins kind of don't look as great.
No. You got Florida State's 5-5. So
Yeah.
much for that. Hell, I don't even Mike Norvell's going to keep his job. And the Gators are 3-7.
Mm-hmm.
You notice too, by the way, while we're talking about this, Lane Kiffin hasn't exactly gone all in on he didn't want to leave this Ole Miss team because he knows he's got a damn good team. He got top 5 team in the country. And but he hasn't exactly, they gave him a little extension and everything, and they're going, whatever this is worth. Everybody thinks he's gone.
Yeah.
He could have shut
Sure
this
seems
down.
that way, right?
He could have shut this down in the name of recruiting. He hasn't done it. Sure looks like he wants that Gator job, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just seems like he is headed for Gainesville.
Kind of hope he doesn't take it. But
I got news for you. Those Bull Gators, he's a damn good coach. He should be excited.
yeah, I think he'd probably do a good job there.
Oh, my God. That he's good, man. He's a different cat. We had our issues with him, getting him to wake up in the morning. I think he was still chasing babes though back then in the clubs in FAU, but
You think he's better now?
I think he's better. I think he, like he said, he stopped drinking. I saw the documentary on him. Great documentary on him. Another guy had opened
He's
up.
got a documentary?
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was a
To
documentary.
anyone that doesn't have one, I mean, my God, man.
No, he's got, by the way, he did something a lot of guys can't do. He's got his family. They're all in LA, got them all to come out and live with him. And one might be going to school somewhere else. He's got one of his daughters moved out there to live with him. She left. And so he's got her. Then on top of that, the ex-wife came out after all this stuff, and she's living. They got them all at dinner at his house in Mississippi.
Quite a documentary.
So I see the woman and I go, wait a sec. They're going, yes, his ex-wife is sharing dinner and they're sharing stories like they're all together again. Well, what a great comeback for this guy. What a great story. All right, Woody, we've, on that note, got to go to break. I'm pretty sure it was a documentary. I don't know if they were just doing Game Day, was doing a big piece on him, but it went for a long time. It went through everything. His brother's there with him and talking to him. And
was it this one, the E60, the many lives of Lane Kiffin?
yeah, I think maybe that was it.
Yeah, 2025 E60.
He talked about
many lives of Lane Kiffin.
And you know what? It was really good. Like the humility of, and showed Al Davis ripping him like, this guy, I apologize at Raider Nation. This guy, he sucks. And he was killing him. Al Davis was Al Davis. And then he got fired at the airport, either getting on or getting off the plane. The AD's sitting there. It might have been Pat Hayden was the AD at the time and says, hey, you're not firing me right now, are you? So he's called it like all this humiliation he's gone through. And then Saban wasn't easy, and they got Nick in there talking about him. Yeah, it was good. It was damn good, man, watching a guy go through everything to where he is right now. One of the hottest coaches in the business. Hey, I got to tell you who's hot right now. It's a holiday season. I want to talk about Chapman Partnership. I know this is where a lot of people, when we get to the holiday season between Thanksgiving and Christmas and everything else, and a lot of people like to give back and start giving to really good charities. And I got to tell you, man, it is hard to beat the work of Chapman Partnership. I want to take a minute to tell you what's going on at Chapman Partnership. Yes, it helps the homeless, but it's not what you think. It's not what you think. It's not, hey, come grab a bite to eat and hit the streets all night and bother people. It's not that, man. It's about rehabilitation. All these people and family, half the people are families that have come in there, lost their jobs and just gone through a real hard time. They're living at Chapman Partnership. It's about rehabilitation, caring support, wraparound services. Chapman is celebrating their 30th anniversary this year, 30 years of hope, Over 3 decades, Chapman has assisted over 145,000 individuals and families to overcome self-sufficiency. I can't thank, because they always talk about the superstars. Bam Adebayo gives money, gives time, the Heat do, and it's meant so much to the 2 facilities they have in Dade County. If you'd like to give and knowing you're helping people, rehabilitation within 3 to 4 months, help them find a place to live again, help them find jobs, get families back together. They got some great success stories that you're going to want to be part of or support. So again, if you can, this holiday season, help support. It's so impactful, whether it's money, anything you can give, or even donate your time to come down there and see all the people that pay to come down and feed the churches and chapels and temples that donate their groups and come down on a Sunday to feed the homeless. Man, you make such a big difference. Go online to chapmanpartnership.org. Thank you so much on anything you can do for Chapman Partnership this holiday season.
And now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us today? Besides the bad news you've given me before the show, what do you have right now?
Bad news I gave you before the show.
No, what do you have? No, what do you have going on here? Go ahead.
Okay.
What do you got?
I didn't know I gave you bad news. All right. We got this is good news here, Joe.
I like good news. Thank
Jake
you.
Paul is back. December 19th. I believe it fights in Miami at the Kaseya Center. And this time around, I remember the last guy he was going to fight got into some sort of altercation at
With a stripper?
I think it was a cocktail waitress or something. Anyway.
Never mess with them. They're badasses in there.
Apparently. I don't know who won the fight.
They're a rough group.
Anyway, Joe, the new fight will be Jake Paul taking on Anthony Joshua. Remember that name, Anthony Joshua?
Man, he was the hottest thing there for a while. Champion. He got knocked out a couple of times, but yeah.
He's a huge favorite.
What is he ranked in heavyweight? I was going to look that up and I forgot. You don't have to.
He has a 28-4 record.
Yeah.
25 of his wins are by knockout.
Yeah, he knocks a lot of dudes out.
He has recent wins over Francis Ngannou, Otto Whalen, Robert Helenius, and Jermaine Franklin. I don't know who any of those people are. But here you go, man. This apparently he's a huge favorite in this one, and I guess Jake Paul's going to go for it. I don't know.
Now
we'll
you
see if it gets canceled beforehand.
Now you got my attention.
He's going to get destroyed by. I don't know.
I don't know if he is because
unless this thing's completely fixed, which it very well may be.
Well, that'd be a little disappointing to say the least.
I mean, everyone's going to bet on him to win.
I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm surprised he's taking on this fight.
You gonna go? You gonna sit ringside?
Is this one where like he go, hey, don't let's keep it alive and don't like knock me out? Remember that Mayfield fight? Or is that going to be one of those?
Jake Paul is plus 800 in this fight. Like, so no one's gonna bet on Josh. What is he minus 1,400 or something?
I don't know.
So no one's gonna bet on him.
If he's got a chance to get knocked out, I'd love to watch it though. Is my point. So go ahead.
Will you be ringside? Is the question.
No.
We'll be watching. We'll be looking for you ringside. I have a feeling you'll be there.
Oh yeah. That's just
I don't
what
know
I
if
do.
the Dolphins play that.
That's
weekend,
just what I do is run around to all the events at this point.
I know.
Drinking ice cold beer. Get me a cold beer, man.
I do know someone who will be ringside for that one.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? He'll be there in a little skirt and pom poms, man. Number one cheerleader.
Wow.
Go ahead. What else?
You're talking about Victor, right?
Yeah, Vic.
Okay.
Of course.
All right, Joe.
Unless Josh Allen's playing. If Josh is playing, I mean that could change. Well, no, maybe not though. He's pretty close.
Could be a big weekend for him. All right. Speaking of Victors, Victor Wembanyama. This didn't take long here. This is a bummer. He will be sidelined for a few weeks due to a left calf strain.
They don't mess with that calf. The calf's too close to the Achilles, Woody. They don't mess with that one.
That's true, actually. You're right. But man, this kind of a bummer. And
He's having a great year.
I know.
God, he got so much better.
I just have a tough time seeing him have a long, healthy career with the way that he is built.
Maybe he's trying to get on Jimmy Butler, play 60 games. Maybe that's
the Jimmy plan.
That's a Jimmy plan. Play 60. Get paid for 82.
All right.
Topps
Joe is going to create a Logo Man 1-of-1 card from Shohei Ohtani's playoff game where he had 10 strikeouts and 3 homers.
Oh, man. Everything that guy touches right now, right, Woody?
It's a little overwhelming with his stuff. There's a lot of it out there.
Would you like to get one of his cards?
I have a couple of his
cards.
Oh,
you do?
Nothing like this. But I have a couple, but we bought years back.
What's the cheap stuff go for? Like the cheap, just a card.
Like an Ohtani card?
Yeah.
Like if you're going to buy an Ohtani card, I would go with his Topps Chrome rookie, which is probably $300, maybe $400.
Okay.
If you wanted a 10.
Look at you.
Just off the top of my head, like if I had to guess.
Woody,
like that would be worth
we
it.
literally, we have to get you. We got to get a store. We got to get a card store.
Okay. You build it and set it up. I'll run it. Let's go. I'm in, man.
There's got to be somebody out there looking for a guy like you that can do that part-time. You're good at that stuff, man.
I know you can invest. You want.
Don't spend my money again.
I don't know how it'll do.
I knew I should have never. Why'd I say it? Why did I even bring it up?
If you think you could do it, Tom Brady did it. Why can't you?
Tom Brady has a.
Yeah, he's got a card store. He's
like,
got multiple locations now, if I'm not mistaken.
You're kidding.
Yeah. There's one in New York.
So you got one in Vegas, like Pete Rose?
Remember
Pete used to sit there.
Locations.
Pete Rose used to sit there, I think, just about every day and sign.
Well, yeah, and those guys, their autographs are. Brady's not going to do that. He's not going to sign for everyone. I'll let you know. It's card vault by Brady. Yeah, he's got multiple locations, I think.
I'll be darned. He's a machine, man.
Mall of the Americas in Minnesota.
Oh.
He's got one in Dallas.
Wow.
The one in New York's in Soho. Wrigleyville.
Wow.
He's got one right next to Wrigley there. East Hampton, New York.
That's
New Jersey.
Okay.
Boston.
Wow. All right.
One in
Stop.
Boston,
Holy smokes.
and Connecticut at the Fox.
Chain of them. Jeez.
Oh.
All right.
That could be you.
What else you got?
That could be you, Joe, if you're willing to invest.
Sidetracked. I know.
And our final one here, Joe. I know this one stings for you. They are discontinuing pennies. I know you're a big cash and change guy. So the American penny lasted 232 years here, Joe. Now,
so we're getting out of the pennies, really?
Now, this is really weird. This is the weird part of this thing. So the final few pennies will not be released into circulation. Instead, Joe, like everything else, they will be put up for auction. They are expected to sell in the range of $2 to $5 million each.
So what do I do with all those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pennies that I have in my house?
Keep them. Collector's items. I don't know.
My luck is that they never would be, right?
Do you have any idea how many pennies there are in circulation?
Oh, no, I have no idea.
300 billion.
Yeah.
You know what? The most expensive penny that was ever sold?
No.
A 1943 D. Lincoln bronze. Apparently there was a manufacturing error and it was made of the wrong material. I don't know, something or other.
Woody, let me ask you a question.
$1.7 million.
I wanted to ask you this. I'm going to ask you this question. This is crazy. We were talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking, have your head. I walk all the time, have my head down sometimes looking. You see a penny, do you pick it up?
No, I do not. No. I found $10 in the parking lot here.
No, that's different. That doesn't count. I'm asking
literally
you
on the floor next to my car.
I'm asking you about pennies. There's pennies everywhere on the floor.
I do not.
Most people walk by them.
No,
and I don't think they pick them up.
And I discourage my kids because they're
Why?
dirty. Because they're
I pick them up.
Pick up stuff off the ground.
I want my kids to see I pick them up. It's a penny. You pick it up. But I think the penny's not sexy, man. It's got to be a silver coin at least. You pick up a nickel?
No, I don't. Because I have no use for these coins, unfortunately.
A dime?
No.
Wow.
I have literally no use for these coins.
Man,
the only coin that I know of that I own.
School, and I see it. I was at Vista View walking, and I put my head down.
And you picked up a penny?
I picked up a penny, a nickel, and a dime over. I just put it in my pocket.
For what?
I don't know. It's just habit.
The only coin that I have that I know of is I have one quarter in my car. And that's because at the Aldi grocery store, you have to put in a quarter to use a cart. You get it back at the end. Very unusual.
Hey, Woody,
system, but
Woody, I get it, man. Nobody cares about the penny or the nickel or the dime, but I see them, I pick them up.
Yeah, because you probably go into your store in the morning, pay for your coffee, and you dump a bunch of change on the table.
No, I don't. I don't do that. I deal in dollars.
I just don't know what the common use like for coins is. So like you're talking about picking them up. It's like.
So you think most people see that penny or a couple pennies next to each other when they're walking, they just walk by it and don't touch it? I guess maybe you're right. Most people don't pick it up.
Yeah, I think at minimum it's got to be a paper.
I don't care who's with me. I go, hold on a second. Let me bend over. It's going to take me a second. I'm going to grab that penny.
What if you hurt your back doing it?
No, it's already hurt. All right. Hey, 8 o'clock hour's coming. Good stuff, Woody. What good stuff.
That's an
there.
interesting story, the discontinuation of pennies.
Yeah.
Hopefully next it'll be cash and you'll be out of luck.
You're going to force me to go out and get those cards that everybody else has. I don't have anything set up. Everybody thinks it's the weirdest thing. We're in Madrid. I don't have any of those.
They didn't take the Platinum Amex out there?
No, I got those cards.
They take that thing everywhere.
Thing is good everywhere. All right. Hey, I'll tell you what's good. Boy, I tell you, Dr. Barry, thank you, man. Thank you for what you have done for people here in South Florida, especially a lot of men that go through a lot of stress of life every day, man, and have mental health issues that pops up. And Dr. Barry and his staff have just done an unbelievable job. I don't care if you're in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach County. You meet Dr. Barry and his staff, and you need some help, it's the place to go. We're always talking about game changers on the field, but here's one for your mental health. Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health has a beautiful mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. For 12 years now, they've helped over 20,000 people heal with expert clinical team and innovative treatments like ketamine, therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. If you or someone you love needs a winning strategy, call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. Everyone deserves a great season in life. Recovery Unplugged, heal out loud.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the price seats or lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Heat, who held on late to beat the Knicks 115-113. Norman Powell led Miami with 19 points. Khalil Ware had 16 points and 14 rebounds. Next up, Miami hosts the Warriors for Jimmy Butler's return to Miami on Wednesday night. Over to the Panthers, who beat the Canucks 8-5. Seth Jones scored twice. The Cats will continue their homestand on Thursday with the Devils. And in the NFL, the Cowboys beat the Raiders 33-16. Week 12 begins on Thursday with the Bills and Texans. The Dolphins will be on their bye. The Joe Rowe Show continues now.
I enjoyed the win. I enjoy the process of getting a group of players together to formulate a game plan to attack an opponent. But all that's well and fun, but there's nothing that matches the exuberance of winning or just accomplishing the goal you set out to have. So it was almost better that it was far from being the cleanest game. You need to win games. They're one-score games that go down to the wire, because you need to be able to perform down the wire if you're going to succeed. So it was a good experience.
Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel there. It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan.
ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right. We haven't spoken to him for a while here. Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins and A to Z Sports NFL analyst, joins us. Kyle, good morning. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, Joe. How you doing?
It's great to be back, and slept all day yesterday. I feel like a brand new guy today, man. I really do. Woody's back and got me ready to go again. Hey, so I got to ask you, 16-13 overtime win, and everybody was fired up. They missed a 56-yard field goal to win. As a matter of fact, the guy got released, Matt Gay, from the Commanders, let him go after missing 2 field goals. I'm just curious, overall, what'd you think of the way the Dolphins played in the game?
I thought Mike had a nice summary of not a clean game. Certainly a lot to improve upon. Kind of the ebbs and flows of a game when you shoot yourself in the foot and you turn the ball over in scoring territory on downs a few times. I think maybe the familiarity with Dan Quinn maybe didn't help you with some of the things you were trying to do offensively. Certainly felt like they were well prepared for a good game plan to go against the Dolphins, but love seeing that running game get going. Love seeing bend don't break, and the defense kind of put the brakes on Washington when they got down and scored territory too.
Yeah, no question. So as you look at it, now you've won 2 straight. You're 4-7. You've dug a big hole to get out of to get to the playoffs, but it is a friendly schedule the next couple of weeks, especially Saints and Jets, each with 2 wins. And they listen, they do play hard. I think they got to find out. My number one goal for this team is try to figure out who you want back that's going to be, and you see improvement from, especially the young guys, and they're playing most of them. It's good to actually see the third defensive tackle getting a chance to play now. So all 3 of your draft picks are playing. What do you want to get accomplished besides whatever might happen the rest of the season over these last 6 games?
That's it, man. It's every operation. It's every element of the football operation inside the building, right? Because we know there's going to be some changes up at the top with the general manager position and what that trickle-down effect looks like. But assessing the players, the coaches, just trying to get a feel for how deep these changes need to go. And I know a lot of people have opinions of that, but the only opinions that matter are the people that are making the decisions, right? So getting as much clarity. I'm with you about the young guys and getting a chance to play. Bummer about Juju Brents, the corner who started the last 2 games. Season-ending injury, it sounds like for him. That's exactly the kind of guy that you picked up off waivers as a former second-round pick that you'd love to see play a half a season, get a feel for. Now, he's under contract with the team this year upcoming, but it's not like you could put eggs in that basket after an injury here and say, hey, we think we got a starter in Juju Brents. Now, let's bring it back and let him compete. But that's an example of clarity, even if it didn't break the way that you maybe hoped it would based off his 2 starts that he had for Miami.
Yeah, and you got a couple guys having great seasons. Boy, I'll tell you what. What we're getting out of Achane right now is just incredible. Third in the league in rushing. And then on the other side of the ball, Brooks at the middle linebacker position, 20 tackles in this last game. He was already number 1 in tackles in the league and had some huge stops or was in on a lot of plays on the line of scrimmage. Those two seem to be the two best players. I did want to ask you, though, as we go forward, especially on the defensive line, now that Zeke Biggers is playing along with Jordan Phillips and Kenneth Grant, how are those guys playing? Are you seeing all of them? Zeke's just played the last 2 games. Are you seeing him getting better?
Yeah. I think for Zeke, his skill set's a little bit, it's certainly different than Kenneth, where I think you're seeing Kenneth now really settle in a little bit with the speed of the game on the inside. He's jumping backdoor on the center to make that tackle at the line of scrimmage against Washington. That's a great play. He's really starting to turn it on. Jordan Phillips is a guy who's a point of attack kind of guy, not necessarily a penetration guy. And Biggers is the same kind of player, but he's built like a base end with that length. He's got a lot of length. He's 6'5", 6'6". So
right.
I think you got different skill sets for different front types that those guys can all be optimized within. And it's okay. Let's get them really rolling with what their skill set dictates is kind of the best way to use them early on. And then the test for them as they continue to rep will be how much can you diversify your game. And that's why I think with Kenneth Grant, the athleticism that he has for being the size that he is, that's what makes it such an exciting projection. And you're starting to see the light bulb come on, which just should not be a surprise with him working with Austin Clark, right? Who's one of the best position coaches that Miami's had down there for quite some time. And he always gets guys to develop. It's player development at that position has been really consistent with Clark as the defensive line coach. So, yeah, you're seeing them all get better, and I think they have a nice variety of skills to give you a little something different.
We talk a lot about Patrick Paul on the offensive line and how he's getting better and the things he's been able to do. Aaron Brewer looks like he's been really good. My God, he's been out in front of some blocks. How's he played overall?
So he's been sensational. He's been so good.
Wow.
And it's funny because the investments that they made on the offensive line this year were at left guard and right guard, right? They brought in a new swing tackle who they felt maybe fit the scheme a little bit better in Larry Borum, who I think has done well as a swing tackle in his own right. But Cole Strange and Jonas Savaiinaea, I don't know that the guard play as a whole has been that much better than what they had last year. Now, Jonah's a rookie, and I thought he played probably his best game against Washington. But, Cole Strange, it's in a couple of big moments in short yardage areas, that's where you're getting pushed back, right? Because I think he'd probably, in a perfect world, be better suited to play center, but you have Brewer. Like, the difference between Strange, who I feel like is built like a center with his functional strength and his movement skills, but he's not on Aaron Brewer's level on either of those two things, versus what James Daniels could have been for you, is a chasm. And it's for Brewer to be as good as he's been with a year and a half worth of guard play that you just keep looking at on film saying, man, wish this was a little better, or wish this performance was higher. And it's just a testament to Brewer and what he gives you. And it makes you really hopeful that Savaiinaea can continue to develop. And I want to see James Daniels play at some point this season, right? We got 3 snaps at him. He signed a 3-year contract. Now, I don't believe he has a whole lot in the way of guarantees after this year, if any. So it's not like they're locked in, but it sure would be nice to know what you have with James Daniels. But if they make like sweeping regime changes, like he might not be even a guy that's back next year.
That's a good point.
You're opening up that spot again.
Well, let's talk about the guy next to him who is expected to be back after the bye week, and that's Austin Jackson. I know when he plays in this system, he's been real good. He got a new contract because of it. But, boy, the last couple of years, he just missed so many games. How do you treat this? He's going to miss, obviously, by missing this last game more than half the games again this year. That's 2 years in a row. How do you treat us going forward with him at right tackle?
I don't think we can bank on Austin being the starting right tackle. Now you can move on from that contract, and depending whether you post June 1st it or pre-June 1st it, you could save a couple $1 million in cap space. You could split it, and you could save like $8 million in cap space if you post June 1st it, but then you don't get the savings until after June 1st to help you with your salary cap budget. So you got a couple different ways that you can cut it. Maybe you bring him back, but if you bring him back, then you better be either signing somebody that can play guard and tackle that you feel like can give you a certain threshold, or you're drafting somebody. Now, Larry Borum, he's been fine. Now, I think if you were looking at him as he's your starting right tackle and Austin Jackson doesn't exist, you'd probably look at it and say, yeah, I think we could get more dynamic here. I think we could get a better difference maker here and have a higher floor and a higher ceiling of performance. But as a utility offensive lineman who can play 4 spots along the offensive line and has been starting since week 2 at right tackle for the Dolphins, he's been a heck of a whole lot better than what he was in Chicago trying to block for Caleb Williams. And I don't want that to get lost in. If they keep the same system, I would love to get Borum back, but not with the intention to be a starter. But as far as Austin, the injury stuff, it's too much money with too many games missed, in my opinion. And this is the kind of stuff we have to start detaching ourselves from with these second contract players, because for this, 3rd year in a row, we're into November and we're looking at the payroll and who's on the field and what we're paying guys to not be on the field. And it's too much.
Yeah. Good call, by the way. I agree with you. And Larry Borum has been a lot better than I thought. And I was told when he got here from Chicago, he has been a lot better player. And again, I'm with you. I'm not saying, he's, you hope you can upgrade that position down the road here. Hey, so I got to ask you the big one. Tua, how'd you think he played? Everybody's kind of all over the board on how Tua played in this last game. What'd you think?
Yeah, I thought he played fine with what they asked him to do. I thought maybe we were a little late on the crosser to Waddle there that Bobby Wagner broke up. Maybe the ball could have been out in front of Waddle a little bit more.
Yep.
So the margins on that play on a 4th down in a tight area of the field that's the difference from scoring a touchdown and not getting anything. So I thought what stood out to me in that game was how they called the passing offense. It felt to me like Washington kind of gave you we're going to play too deep, we're going to play soft over the top and not give you explosives, and we're going to dare you to stay patient with the run. And what Miami defaulted to from a passing game perspective felt like it was a lot of like 2024 perimeter screens. Oh, we're getting, a 4 high shell, like they're giving us quarters and we're getting a lot of space. Let's get the ball to the perimeter quick. So you get these screen passes. I think they had seven designed screen passes. It might have been more if they counted a couple as rushes because they were backwards passes. They didn't have a lot of true drop back passing, which is a departure from what some of this season has been. And they felt like they spammed the perimeter screens. And as a result, you're looking at where they're throwing the ball on the field, and everything's inside of 8 yards of the line of scrimmage, and everything's inside the numbers. So it felt like to me they played in a box in this game. And I don't know how much of that is we want to limit the turnover-worthy play elements of what Tua has been doing recently versus what they're giving you from a coverage perspective. So I thought they kind of just kept this thing pretty close to the vest with what they asked him to do.
Yeah.
And there were some times where it probably felt like it was limiting the offense in this game in particular.
It's funny you said that because Mike's made it real clear. The one thing is the turnovers. He has one stat, and that is turn the ball over just kills him. He just kills us. It's just his number one pet peeve, which I probably with most coaches is you don't want to turn the ball over. And I'm with you. Just get the ball in doubt, get it to A-Chan out wide, and let's see if and hey, he made a couple plays on his own. Looked like one play's going out of bounds. The next thing you know, he damn near gets a first down by cutting back in. So it was good. Okay, hey, I'm going to have you put your fan hat on for a second. Yep. And my guys are all over the board, and I'm not going to call all my former teammates as we're all standing in line in Madrid waiting to go through you got to get back on the plane there and go through everything you have to go through at the airport. But What'd you think of the kick the field goal or go for it like Mike did at the end of that game?
Oh, boy. I have to imagine the lot that you run with, there was a lot of kick that field goal, huh? I would have to imagine there was a lot of that consensus, but I didn't mind the decision to go.
I didn't either, by the way. I was like, look, man, we've won 3 friggin' games. Let's get this friggin' touchdown. And by the way, in the back of my mind, I was thinking of the Chargers. And the last thing I want to do is see these guys get a 45 or 50-yard return. Anyway, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and that's exactly right? Because it's the cost benefit of if we don't get it, they don't have any timeouts, and they're on the 1-yard line to start the drive. What is the probability of them going down and getting enough yards to need that score? Now they got some chunk gains, but they got on the plus side.
They did get a couple, yeah.
And then they had to try to pass the ball and work it outside the numbers. And we miss a throw. Jason Marshall almost has an interception, and they run out of gas.
Yeah.
So they did not get into their scoring territory. So from a probability standpoint, that was what you're asking yourselves: is it worth kicking the field goal and then resetting the field position for them to be in a position where they might need, off a bad kick coverage for Miami, they might need 20 yards of offense to just tie the game again anyway, versus they need 65 yards to be in position.
Yeah.
And if you get a stop with you having your timeouts and you get a stop early, you could be starting on the plus side of 50 and then just make the field goal decision again if you force the stop.
So
now, it obviously did not play out that way,
right.
but that's the probability-based portion of the decision that I did not mind the decision. I minded some of the play calling that led up to fourth down.
Okay, well, but you already went too far in the first part of this answer, so I just want to let you know and prepare yourself on the Locked On Fins reaction you're going to get, that people are going to say they're going to rip you for that day.
I get it.
I got killed yesterday. They're accusing me of trying to, going like I'm going over to have dinner with Mike that night or something. And my guys, by the way, were split. I'd love to tell you how everybody voted, but I don't know. Jimmy Cephalo was like, kick it. Bo was kick it. And I can't answer the Dan Marino one. I'm going to leave him out of it. But you can, his aggressive personality, you could probably figure that one out a little. But I was, we were having this little not heated, just talking while we're killing time. Everybody's wiped out from the in line there, and we were talking about this. So it was good. Hey, by the way, take in overtime, knowing how good they and everything. You take the ball first, or you take it second?
Oh yeah, I take it second.
Me too.
And that's become a much more commonplace decision.
And everybody's saying we're dumbasses, and that we would not want to take it first because they might have a 10-minute drive. That's what Woody said. They might get a 10-minute drive in.
Well, no, he walked it back to 6 or 7.
Yeah. Oh, I like that you were listening. By the way, I take it second too. Dave Hyde calls me. I take it second. What are you talking about? Let's find out what happens and let's go. We'll know exactly what we need to do.
You guys are all wrong.
You want to know situationally exactly what you're dealing with. That and since they've made that rule change, I will say across the league this year, it has become much more commonplace for the decision with the toss to be, we'll defer in the extra period so that we know how we need to call a game. It's like that what it became meta like 10 years ago. Go for 2. If you're down 15, go for 2 as soon as possible, because you need to know if your 2-point conversion play works or doesn't. And you need as much time left on the clock to make whatever strategic decisions you need to make if you need an extra possession. It's that same kind of.
And if they go on a long drive, though,
get all your information.
They're not going on a 10-minute drive.
And
we went through this yesterday. He thinks you're going to wipe it out. Yeah. All right. Hey, listen, on that note, what are you going with the people? So hey, thanks for coming on, Kyle. I appreciate it. I got you right in the middle of all the good heated stuff today. So thank you, buddy.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad you could drag me into it.
Kyle Krabs, the host of Locked On Fins and A to Z Sports NFL analyst, joining us. Hey, I want to take a minute and tell you about Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and Low T. Man, knock it out no matter how you're feeling. I'll tell you this, if you're tired again today and you find yourself a little moody and snappy and you can't figure out what's going on, you got Low T. And if your sex drive is gone or hit and miss, and a lot more missing than hitting these days, well, you probably have ED, and you know it. Listen, every guy knows it. I always love when guys go, are you tired, man? I'm tired all the time. And they go, I know what you're going to say, Joe. I got low T. Yes, go to Atlantic Men's Clinic and take care of it. You want to start feeling better? I don't care. This happens to guys, by the way, in their 40s, 50s, 60s. It's going to happen. Even guys in their late 30s, man, to go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. They have 7 locations, a brand new one in Hollywood. If you're ready to get rid of ED and low T, whether one's bothering you more than the other, your energy level, your sex drive, doesn't matter. Atlantic Men's Clinic, this is what they take care of. And I'm telling you right now, the PSA test, if medically advised, the test dose, you meet with their professionals, you're going to get great results quickly with those 7 locations. You've got one close to you. I go to Plantation, call them and set up the most important appointment, the first one, 877-455-7300, or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com today.
This hurricane
I had to bring him into the end of the game and regulation, and of course
Crazy.
overtime.
He's wrong about it too. That's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of
Doesn't
people think,
understand
man,
the game.
Kyle's probably trying to get invited over to dinner with me to the McDaniels. Her Katie's a great cook, and everybody thinks we're
You're
trying
on the
to.
payroll.
Yeah, on the
We know you're
payroll. I'm on the payroll.
Actually,
I am on the
there's
payroll.
no debating that one.
Hey, don't tell Joe Shad that. He'll come over here. He told me I'm going to kick that guy's ass.
I said yesterday, I will not be saying that again. I don't want any involvement.
Boy,
in that.
people, even in the media now, the little shots back and forth, it's just very sad. Hey,
the field goal one is a little bit more egregious, though. Like that to me is like such an obvious.
I didn't think that right away. I was just being honest yesterday.
But I'm tired of the this whole we got to go for it on 4th down every time, like Dan Campbell, and they were 0 for 5, I think, on 4th down.
Well, he'd like to have
in
one
that
back.
game.
He'd never admit it. The one in San Francisco.
Yeah,
yes,
the playoffs.
They'd like to have that back when going up.
You don't think?
But
we could have taken any one of those field goals.
But I just
there's just this like we
can
can't
go through.
kick. We got to always go for it.
Yeah, but you're not like 4th and 7. You're down on.
I understand.
But anyway,
it was incredibly unlikely that Washington was going to drive the field in 90 seconds and score a touchdown to beat you. So worst case scenario, you're going to overtime.
So that's why he was thinking 7 for what you just said. So I'm not going to worry about the guy making a 50, although this guy didn't make the 56-yarder already. All right. Hey, listen, we got more stuff. Brett McMurphy, On 3 Sports College Football Insider. We got this Kane stuff that talk to him. Get a field. The voting tonight, right, Woody? Tonight they vote on this.
That is correct. The poll will be released tonight.
The only one that counts, really. All the other polls
poll
are
that
nice.
counts.
Coaches and media polls are great.
That's
but
the big poll.
This is the only one that counts are those guys that are sitting around all day and deciding where everybody's going to. Do the Canes move up a little bit? They stay the same. Trying to figure out what's going to happen in the ACC. We're going to talk to Brett McMurphy about that when we come back. But before we do, hey, man, it 'tis the season to sparkle. You know what that means. When it's the holiday season, I'm thinking Jeff and the family at Beverly's Jewelers, my jeweler, making it easy to shine this holiday. Right now, it's all set up. Get that stunning 3-carat certified lab-grown diamond. I had 2 guys in my life go get it last year. It was unbelievable. VVS Clarity, E-Color, setting a custom-made 14-karat gold engagement ring for just $3,999. Hey, man, it is sweet. 3-carat diamond ring for only $3,999. Choose from your favorite shape, and larger sizes are available at similar savings. But hurry, this offer is for a limited time during the holiday season. And while you're there, shop Beverly Shoots has a huge selection of diamond studs and tennis bracelets and fine jewelry with up to 70% off select pieces during the holiday season. So, hey, I don't know what you're waiting for. Get on down there. It's where I've been going for more than 30 years. You need extra holiday cash. Beverly's pays top dollar for your old gold, silver, and jewelry with immediate payment, plus enjoy interest-free financing, free gift wrapping, and the personal touch of very knowledgeable people. Finding the perfect gift is easy when you go to Beverly's Jewelers. I'm telling you, they're in Fort Lauderdale, just off Commercial Boulevard, or online at bevjewelers.com. Beverly's Jewelers, where South Florida gets engaged.
WQAM broadcasting live from
Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
All right, Woody, thank you. Brett McMurphy, On 3 Sports College Football Insider. Nice enough, as always, to join us. And this kind of a selfish call I'm making to you, Brett, this morning. I'm trying to figure out if the Miami Hurricanes win these last two games, do they have any shot of getting in these playoffs?
Any shot? Sure. I think it's going to be difficult, though, Joe. And look, don't shoot the messenger, but this is how I'm reading the selection committee. So last week, Miami came in at number 15. The rankings come out tonight. We'll see where they are. Now, just because Miami is slotted behind or above certain teams doesn't mean that can't change, but that does give you, at least from last week, an opinion on how they view the Hurricanes. The challenge for Miami is, say Miami wins out, they're at 10-2. The challenge is they would have to climb over probably at least two of the four teams in front of them. Well, the teams in front of them, directly in front of them, BYU's at 12, Utah's 13, Vandy 14. BYU's not going to lose. They'll go to the Big 12 title game. Potentially, if they lose in the Big 12 title game, they could shuffle down. Or if they beat Texas Tech, they would then get the automatic bid. It's doubtful Texas Tech would drop from 5 all the way out of the rankings. So that wouldn't be good. Utah is not going to lose, but they could shuffle back because I am surprised they're ranked above Miami. Vanderbilt, they play Kentucky. They're at 14. They play Kentucky at Tennessee. If Vandy is still above Miami this week, and Vandy beats Kentucky and wins at Tennessee, which is a top 25 team, I don't see any way Miami jumps Vandy based on what the committee has told us up to this point. And then also what gets tricky is the teams immediately behind them. Georgia Tech is at 16.
Yeah.
Well, Georgia Tech wins, they win the ACC, but they do play Georgia. So that could move them down. I know Miami's trying to get in a large spot, but you don't want the ACC champion in front of them because then that reduces the at-large spots by one because that ACC champ would be in the top 12. So Georgia Tech would have to beat Georgia whether they win the ACC or not. I don't think that's likely. However, USC and Michigan, they're at 17 and 18. USC has Oregon left. Michigan has Ohio State left. If either one of those teams went out, I would not be shocked if either one of those teams would jump Miami based on those wins. And I don't know if Oregon and obviously Ohio State would not shuffle all the way out. So there is a chance. It's just a lot of things got to go right. Right for Miami. Yeah. And unless, look, we could turn on the rankings tonight and Miami could vault past some of these teams already mentioned. And just because they decided they had them ranked wrong last week, and then they'd be in a better position. But basically, those are the teams Miami's really got to look at and really root against to have a shot to climb back up into this thing.
So Brett, the part you didn't talk about is in these ACC standings, Georgia Tech 1 loss, Virginia 1 loss, Panthers 1 loss, Pitt Panthers, and SMU 1 loss. One of those teams going to get in most likely, right? With 1 loss, even though they have some other losses in their schedule.
You get in the play. They'll get in the playoff. Whoever wins the ACC.
That's automatic. That doesn't change, even if it's a bad record. Okay.
Right. The one nightmare scenario for the ACC was if Duke would have got in with 1 loss and they would have had 4 overall losses. That they would have actually ranked so low that maybe a group of 5 champion would have ranked above them.
Gotcha.
But now that Duke's out of the mix, the ACC, although not guaranteed, they're basically guaranteed a spot for getting in, even if they rank below Miami because they are a conference champion.
Yeah. So we get this all the time. Well, Notre Dame's got 2 losses. It's to Miami and Texas A&M. Should they be ranked as high as they are and get into this playoff system because they are going to get in?
Well, so here's and I vote. I vote in the AP poll. I have Notre Dame ahead of Miami, and here's my reason. Again, the selection committee they do their own thing too. So I do put a lot of weight on head-to-heads. But I also take into consideration how competitive the game was, when the game was played,
Right.
Those sort of things. Also, when teams have more than one loss, I think it gives less value to the head-to-head, because now you're factoring, okay, well, they won the head-to-head. Yeah, but this other team, like, for instance, Miami lost to Louisville and SMU. Well, both those teams have 3 losses, and they play each other this week. So Miami's going to have a loss to a minimum of 4-loss team at the end of the year. Notre Dame's going to have a loss to 2-loss Miami head-to-head, and potentially an undefeated Texas A&M. They lost by 3 in the last minute with the freshman quarterback making his first start, and they lost on the last play of the game by 1 to potentially the SEC champion. So what has happened since Notre Dame lost those 2 games? They've won 8 straight. They have allowed less than a touchdown in 6 of their last 7 games. They've won 8 games by double digits. They just beat the hell out of Pitt.
Yeah, they did.
Well, guess what? Miami plays Pitt coming up. Now, I can't sit here and say, well, Miami beat Notre Dame. Now Miami needs to beat Pitt as bad as Notre Dame did. But because that game was played the first game of the year, and, they say coaches are on the committee, teams can change and improve over the course of the year, or they can regress.
Yeah. And
so based simply on that 3-point head-to-head win, and now that both teams have multiple losses, I myself would give Notre Dame the edge. I know it, it sucks, but that's the way it is. The same with Texas and Oklahoma. Texas thumped OU pretty bad. OU's quarterback wasn't 100%, but still they thumped him.
Yeah.
Well, now Oklahoma, I've got Oklahoma ranked above Texas. I mean, they do have different records. OU only 2 losses. Texas has 3. But so, I think if you get locked into a team won the head-to-head, unless it's a 35-point blowout, then you get in some you get locked into some specific rankings that you can't ever change. Like, should Alabama be ranked above Georgia? I don't think anybody thinks they should, but they won the head-to-head. So that's kind of where I'm at with the Notre Dame-Miami debate, which I'm sure nobody listening agrees to, but I'm, being honest with you.
No, hey, and that's what we wanted to beat up a little bit here. Speaking of another South Florida story, this Fernando Mendoza, his team's 11-0. He's having 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's run for 5 more, leading this team. Is he the Heisman winner as of right now? And I won't even get into what the NFL, because he might be the first quarterback taken as well. But what do you think about the Heisman right now?
Yeah, well, the good news is he is the Heisman favorite right now. The bad news is the ballots don't even go out yet, and they're not due for another 2 weeks. So I was actually talking with a buddy of mine. They were trying to pick my brain on who they think will win the Heisman. I think it's this simple, but it's not this simple. If Indiana wins the Big Ten championship, Mendoza will win the Heisman. And you just mentioned his stats. I don't care what his stats are. Nobody cares what stats are anymore as far as Heisman voters. Let me rephrase it. Most don't care, I don't think. They look for narratives. They look for good stories. Now, whether that's a good thing or not when you're voting for the best player in the country, we can debate that. But that's how it is. I'm sorry. If Indiana goes undefeated, the first ever undefeated season in history, and beats number 1 Ohio State, Mendoza, barring some disastrous performance that Indiana overcomes, he will win the Heisman. Now, where it gets tricky is if Ohio State beats Indiana, if it's a competitive game, if Ohio State doesn't win by multiple touchdowns, I still think Mendoza has the best shot.
Yeah.
Where it gets tricky is if Mendoza throws a couple of pick sixes and Ohio State routes Indiana and Julian Sayin has a monster game, he's the number 2 favorite right now. I think there's a possibility that Sayin could win this thing. The thing that's most, infuriating to me about the Heisman Trophy, it's supposed to be the best player over the the entire season. What it has become, Joe, it's become the best player on the last weekend of the season. Because whoever has the best game in that Big Ten title game is going to win the Heisman.
Yeah.
I don't care what the season stats say. So I do think there's another path for Mendoza if Ohio State wins in kind of a back and forth game, but Mendoza has a monster game and keeps him in it and does a lot of great things. I do think he still would get over saying, because a lot of people also that vote for the Heisman have a hard issue voting someone for the Heisman that's not the best player on their team. And that's certainly the case with Julian Sayin at Ohio State. He is not the best player on their team. So it's kind of weird to say, well, he gets my Heisman vote when Jeremiah Smith is, is obviously a million times more talented than Sayin. So it is it's not like last year when we knew Travis Hunter had this thing wrapped up after about week 9. But it's obviously Mendoza's, it's his to win at this point. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. No, I just we got some great stuff here in South Florida going on. Heck, we're sitting here talking about Jeremiah Smith as well from Ohio State. A freak in his nature himself, how good he is. But anyway, hey, Brett, thank you. I really appreciate you coming on, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
Brett McMurphy on Sports, on 3 Sports College Football Insider joining us here before we hit this 9 o'clock hour. And that means it's time to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers. Yes, sir. I love talking about SUVs, Chevy SUVs, of course, starting with the beautiful Tahoe, maybe working over to the beautiful other Suburbans they have, right down to the Traverse, the midsize. Well, I'll tell you what, during this holiday season, you're starting to look around for a new SUV. This is the best SUV family your South Florida Chevy dealers have ever had, and we got something for everybody. And, hey, I want to leave some time for the trucks because during the holiday season, we got great deals going on. The durable Colorados and the Silverado 1500s. Well, maybe a Silverado HD. And again, legendary horsepower, one of the hardest working beds in the business, whether it's a midsize, full size, or heavy duty truck. Chevy pickups and SUVs will never let you down. No, sir. Our top dogs when it comes to your South Florida Chevy dealers, 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. See your South Florida Chevy dealers today for outstanding offers going on right now.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the price seats, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Heat, who held on late to beat the Knicks 115-113. Norman Powell led Miami with 19 points. Kyle Ware had 16 points and 14 rebounds. Next up, Miami will host the Warriors for Jimmy Butler's return to Miami on Wednesday night. Over to the Panthers, who beat the Canucks 8-5. Seth Jones scored twice. The Cats will continue their homestand on Thursday with the Devils. And in the NFL, the Cowboys beat the Raiders 33-16. Week 12 begins on Thursday with the Bills and Texans. The Dolphins will be on their bye. And Joe, I'm just going to promote this thing one more time.
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
Definitely.
College football fans, come see the College Football National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper when it makes a special stop today at the Publix at 1285 North University Drive in Coral Springs. Join me from noon to 2. Take a picture with the trophy. And if you can't make it today, you can head to the Publix at 5950 Coral Ridge Drive in Coral Springs from noon to 2 p.m. tomorrow. Fans of all ages are invited, sharing the excitement and pride of college football for this special limited appearance.
You know what, Woody, while you're out there at the Publix the next couple of days, you might as well grab a little Boar's Head deli sandwich.
It's not a bad idea,
Get
Joe.
a big fat.
Like a chicken tender sub.
All right.
You into those?
When I'm hungry.
You're a healthy guy now, I know.
Hey, Woody, when they're hungry, they all sound good.
Yeah.
They all sound
Can't
good.
beat the chicken tender sub, though.
Yeah.
That's the OG there. Yeah. I love that thing.
You know, I'd be lying to you if I told you I've been seen at Publix very often.
I know. I went with you once to a Publix years back, and you seemed very lost.
Very lost. And I'm one of those guys asked right away. I don't do I don't go out traveling. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. Can you tell me where it is? So you can read all those, can't you, sir? If you just walk them down.
I think we were going, if I recall, we're buying bottles of wine, and you like went in, you were like, where's the wine? You were yelling, and the guy's like,
yelling.
The guy's like,
I
sir,
didn't stand in the middle.
It's this enormous section right here. See all the bottles.
You're such a clown. Like I yell, all right, listen up, everybody. I need to know where the wine is. Jerkies. No,
I got on the intercom on the store.
Yeah, I did. I didn't do that. Hey, Brett McMurphy kind of feeling like I am about this. The two ways. Obviously, you need all the one-loss ACC teams, which happen to be Georgia Tech, Virginia, Pitt, and SMU, all with one loss in ACC play. So they're looking good from that standpoint. And then the other one is, I didn't realize it this week that Louisville and SMU are going to play each other. Somebody's going to have 4 losses. The other's going to have 3. So it's just, you need just so many things to go right. And you need to look real strong in these last 2 road games and put it together. So anyway, appreciate him coming on here. And you know what? Why is it I feel like 10-2 if they do, there are going to be people not real happy with how good the team was, that it couldn't have been 11-1. 11-1, and we're not having this discussion. We're just talking about winning your last 2 games, and you're controlling everything if you just lose the one game to either Louisville or SMU later on. Hey, the other great story, man, is this Fernando Mendoza story. It's were you surprised by his comment? Stats don't matter, just wins. I don't believe that. You were asking me what he said. I didn't like. You got to put up stats, don't you? You can't just be the quarterback and you got to have some numbers behind you. 30 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions, and 5 more running the ball.
That drive against Penn State at the end kind of stands out.
Well, by the way, that's and then you get into those moments where he just made some great throws.
That's really what matters, right?
Yeah.
You make those clutch plays.
He pretty amazing. A great year, man. His story is just fantastic, from walking on at Cal to where he is right now. He's got another year of eligibility, but I'm guessing, Woody, would you say that's probably gone from what everybody's saying? He's going to be the number 1 or number 2 quarterbacks taken in the draft. And if that's the case, they could be the 1 and 2 picks in the draft again, which usually happens if somebody thinks they might have. You're starting to look at all these these teams that are like, Cleveland's definitely looking for a quarterback.
There's a lot of them, man.
Jets looking for a quarterback.
Yes.
Saints.
Every team that's bad is.
You think the Saints are sitting there going, "We got our guy"?
Well, you got the Titans who aren't, but almost every team that's bad is looking for a quarterback or mediocre.
It's just
even.
And there's just not enough. There's not enough to fix it again this year.
Not enough to go around, no.
So now you look at the rehab. Now that rehab thing's real popular. We got 3 guys, and their teams all have good records. Are there any more of those guys out there? I don't know. Darnold, is there another Darnold out there? Any of those kind of guys? Anyway, that's kind of where we are on this things that are tied together with college football and the NFL. It just seems like every year, no matter what, we're going to have 5 or 6 teams, and even the situation with the Dolphins.
It is funny, though. Like, I keep hearing people say that this class sucks and no one's going to be good and there's no future Hall of Famers in this class. And it's like, how could anybody possibly know that? Like, from the quarterback class. They're not great. I mean, some of them aren't great college quarterbacks. You never know, though.
So there's been 3 or 4 guys that were supposed to have really good seasons, haven't been very good.
Yeah, but you never know who's going to pan out.
But at least you have a better chance.
How bad this class is. Well, who knows, man?
No, I agree. I don't disagree with that at all. But
a lot of guys that lit it up in college don't pan over to the pros. Like,
to me, the biggest disappointment at quarterback is a guy at LSU. That name was right at the top of the list.
I think the Manning thing is.
Yeah, but
that one's kind of
just
rough.
so young, and he's got another year. This is really the first year that he
look at what
started.
They did to the poor kid. Although the guy that did that, I guess, is running for office or something.
I don't know what he's doing. Why'd you do that?
I'm not getting political. I'm just saying he's moving from sports to politics.
Well, he wants to change things in
His
the world.
His take was so bad. He's like, I just can't do this anymore.
He's not going anywhere.
They were asking him if he was going to come back next year, Manning, before the season even started.
Yeah, nobody's allowed him time. And honestly, even late in the year, he hasn't necessarily.
Well, he was the number 1 pick. He was the Heisman. He was the greatest player ever.
Oh, no, Feinbaum went way too far. Way, way too far on a guy that he hadn't seen play enough, except filling in a couple of games when Hewers went down.
Somebody, unless they're writers there, aren't allowed to say anything negative, but somebody who watches practice should have been able to tell.
You can't tell by practice.
Yeah, you can a little bit.
I
we
disagree.
watched Cam Ward practice. Remember that? A pretty good idea what he was all about.
I don't know if I agree with the practice stuff.
But the guy, like in the opening game, couldn't complete a 5-yard pass.
No, but Woody, you're getting a game. They're showing you a zillion different looks on defense. They're throwing different things at you. He's getting a pass rush probably like he doesn't in practice, like you can't touch the quarterback. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. Just different situation. 2 knows when he drops back in practice during camp, nobody's coming around him.
Mm-hmm.
He's protected by the $50 million a year shield that comes around you. Like, stay away unless you're not doing that, man. You can't do that. But anyway, we've got a lot of other stuff going. Man, we got 2 really good stories. I was make sure, and I believe we got Coach Maurice on with us tomorrow from the Panthers.
We do. Confirmed.
I got to tell you, 2 great stories, man. Both in town last night. Both this Heat team, everybody's concerned. And, man, they got a couple. You could argue their 2 best players not playing right now, Tyler and Bam. They're 6-1 at home. Important to have great home record. They're off to a great start. This new system, development of all these guys and how they played from Larson to Jaquez. And I'll tell you what, if they get anything close to that effort, and I saw Spo's comments on Khalil Ware about, hey, man, we see it at times. We just need to see more of it, more consistent. Man, last night he played at the end of that game, had some huge plays in the 4th quarter. Big offensive rebounds, 6 of them in the game. Popped up a nice big fat double-double, 16 and 14 last night, a couple of big blocks in the game, 7 players in double figures. But this new system that Spo's put in, he's got some guys playing really well. Larson's had a bunch of starts. We don't even talk about him and how important it is that he keeps because of his energy and the way he plays. Kind of an old school player. Jaquez the same way. And just going to the basket the way they have and getting out and running when they have to and they get chances. They're fun to watch, man. They're not going away. 8-6 on the season. And the Panthers, that was a wild one last night. A wild game. First of all, I want to start with this. the Panthers and Big Bob only had 15 shots against them last night. The bad news is gave up 5 goals with it, but man, nice comeback. Finished strong like championship teams. Bennett, Jones, and Marchand all with goals there at the end of that game to get an 8-5 win. They're 10-8-1 on the season with a whole bunch of home games coming up for Panther fans and all those sellouts that they have right now. We've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning, man. We are just getting started with a lot of stuff. Woody, is it funny? We're talking about all these things, and everybody's still just talking about 2 topics. 4th down, 4th and goal at the 1, and the second one is overtime. To take the ball first or
nobody
second.
Agrees. We can't find common ground on this one.
Yeah. Are you representing the people? What do you do?
No, it's my opinion. Don't say I'm,
Not saying you agree. Try to go with the masses on opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the Dolphins called me and said, "Hey, can you do this?"
No, they
for
do.
us?
They do. They wanted to call you and ask
They
you.
have certain
Get
people
that.
they
Put
like.
that.
I know.
Put that stuff up. Don't get going on Joe Shad. Joe's fine.
I'm going on getting going on.
No,
you.
you're going on Joe
No,
Shad and leave
going on
Joe
you.
alone.
That's you.
There's other people.
Your Dolphin check will clear. Or you accuse me of going with the people.
All right. Hey, listen, we're going to take
Maybe it's possible the people are right.
Everybody's got
They
their own
know
opinion.
ball.
Yeah, they know ball. Well, listen, the great thing of football, everybody's got an opinion. There's no doubt about it. Hey, I'll tell you who I got an opinion about. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. He's got this amazing offer. It's called Hometown Heroes Program. Michael Kotze, 30 years helping you get a mortgage in the lowest rates, doing it quickly, works 7 days a week. That's one thing that's why he's been so successful, talking about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Well, listen to this. He's helping first responders such as law enforcement, healthcare professionals, educators, firefighters, and military vets with up to $35,000 in closing costs and down payment assistance with low fixed rates and no prepaid penalties. Give Michael a call on a cell phone. You can call him 7 days a week. Call or text him 561-441-2730. It's 561-441-2730. He'll learn more about the Hometown Heroes program. It's a good one that he's put together for people. Hey, whether you're looking for a new mortgage or looking for a first home or debt consolidation help you need some equity out of your home, Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Go to Google reviews on the web, Choice Mortgage Reviews, saying a lot of great things about him. Again, MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender. Woody? Yeah, man, it might call for a little sweater here when you get up in the morning from time to time. Feels good. Feels nice. That weather over in Madrid was just, it was nice. It rained a little bit, but it was great weather. 50s, 60s, just good stuff. Beautiful, beautiful city. Madrid is a beautiful place and got a lot of great restaurants over there. We have a lot of stuff going on, and Kyle Krabs is going to join. We had him on earlier today. I'm not going to lie to you. And we were talking about offensive line, defensive line, got into a lot of stuff with the Dolphins with them, and what he'd like to see over these last 6 games, as well as the 2 big topics coming back, and one, whether to take the ball first or second in overtime, and the biggest one, 4th and goal at the 1, 13-13 ball game, a little bit under 2 minutes left. Do you go for it? Mike didn't get it, got stuffed on the right side of the offensive line. Or do you kick a field goal and go up 16-13 and take your chances on return, or that you can get a stop? Combination of both. So anyway, we saw what happened. They end up, look, now it really doesn't matter. They won the game, but people talking about it. Mike obviously is under a microscope for a lot of things. You got to win games. They got to continue to play better. And I've been getting a lot of this, and I don't disagree with this. They're getting ready to play after this bye week. We've got the Saints and we've got the Jets. There's a really good chance. I mean, we're 10 games in. You're a 2-win team. There's a really good chance that you can beat both those teams. You got the Saints at home. You got the Jets on the road. They just benched their starting quarterback. I'm guessing he's not going to get his job back unless Justin Fields, unless somebody gets hurt. So there's a good chance you can get this thing back to 6-7, and then your schedule gets interesting and picks up a little bit. You've got Pittsburgh, you've got Cincinnati, you've got Tampa Bay, and you've got New England. All teams with except for Cincinnati. Cincinnati's, I think, right below you. What is Cincinnati, a 3-win team or a 4-win team? But Joe Burrow will be back, whatever that's worth. But they're going to have score points, and hopefully one of their star wide receivers doesn't spit on somebody where he's missing a game. But your schedule will get a lot more difficult. But you want to see how they're going to play. I want to see how they're going to play in cold weather. I want to see how they're going to play against good teams. That's the test. That's the test. Jets and Saints are clearly looking for a franchise quarterback when this thing's done. So right now they're picking 4th and 5th if we were to end the season right now. So anyway, that's one of the things. And of course, the other thing is this. I just, for life of me, when guys get mad at each other during a game, I don't get spitting on a guy. I don't get it. And then when you get caught, and I'm guessing Jamar Chase, I don't know what he's going to say about what that thing that came out of his mouth was, but clearly to the league and everybody else that saw it, even if you don't like Jalen Ramsey, he spit on him. It's friggin' nasty. It's so disrespectful, and I know they were going at it, and saw Jalen Ramsey talking about it. They were going back and forth and knocking each other down, and I mean, hey, they're going to go. Jalen Ramsey thinks he's one of the best corners. Jamar Chase, I get it, but why do you end up? And I get you're going to talk trash to each other, and he said they were, the trash talking was getting worse. But you spit on a guy. Was it worth $500,000? Did you did that make you feel better with Jalen Ramsey? Like, you spit on him, you lost $500,000. For what? Just stupid. Makes no sense. Heck, I'd rather just take it out. If you're going to do that and you're that upset, try to knock him off his, when he's going for a tackle. Hit him late, hit him in the back, do something that way. Why? Why'd you spit on him? And then he lied about it. He clearly lied about it. Anyway, bad look for one of the best wide receivers who you would think wins every day, being as good as he is and what he's been able to do in his career. And he got the big contract only to give. I don't care. People can tell me, that money doesn't mean $500,000 gets everybody's attention, man. That gets Stephen Ross's attention, I think. Anyway, hey, we got more stuff to get to here. Kyle Krabs, Locked On Fins podcast, going to join us next. We'll talk about the Miami Dolphins. Don't go away.
The Joe Roche